can't call out Esmond like that.
The great Ornakis is slain. The mass of its body has fallen, crushing Cypherid and Ava beneath it. There are still Ornakis all around you, juvenile and adult, fiercely defending something. This territory, something else you're not sure. Perhaps, you might have thought perhaps that with the death of the largest of them that they would flee in fear. But they haven't. A juvenile Ornakis leaps onto Verdict Vithedrian's back. He wrestles with it, his eyes going wide, looking at the creature that's fallen onto your friends. You hear him shout out, "So, help them!" And just as he does, you hear 4 sets of squawking and growling coming from the west. There are more adult Ornakis approaching, and the battle's still raging. Up on the hilltop, just above you, you can see Dirge Pothammer is swinging the Pothammer back and forth, engaged with a smaller juvenile Ornakis. There's still another one in the south, a juvenile one emerging from what seems to be piles of bones. This must be the creature's feeding ground, their nest. There's still an adult on the northern side, squawking eyes fixed onto Kabeth. For the convenience sake, just because they're not here, we're going to say there are smaller juvenile Ornakis that leap out to engage Araya and Esmond, just so I can occupy their characters until they get back. So the last turn we took, if I remember correctly, it was Peaches. Is that right?
Yes, I was the last player to go. I attacked the juvenile Ornakis near Kabeth.
Okay, excellent. Any questions for orientation before we get started? Because it'll be some of the monsters that go first.
If they're upside down, they're dead, yeah.
If they're upside down, they're dead.
Please don't kill us, Chris Wall.
No promises.
He would never.
We control our own destiny.
I just remembered how few hit points I have left.
Oh no!
Wait, are you bloodied?
Oh yeah. I got wailed on repeatedly last session.
Oh, there's the red dot. Okay.
Yeah, the bloodied happened like on the very last hit that I took. I think it was a giant roar or something before the headshot. Was it a headshot? Where did the giant Ornakis get shot by Vithedrian?
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd slip up and there'd be a hole in his chest that they could escape from.
No, I'm pretty sure Vithedrian did a pirouette and then just didn't even look. Took the shot.
316 no scope.
That's exactly what he did. Mainly
Wait,
because
except he spent 2 turns aiming. That was definitely scope.
well, scopes don't exist though, so.
Alright. The juvenile Ornakis that is on Vithedrian is going to try to bite onto him. And bites into some armor. He smashes his elbow into his face, drives back. in the hilltop, there's some movement. An adult Ornakist has engaged with Dirge Pothammer. Maybe Salinger, maybe Shalati. You might catch a glimpse of, well, maybe an idiot. One of the juveniles leaps at Dirge. That is you see the juvenile's claws scrape into his armor, but does not penetrate. Alright, we're back to the top of the round. You hear more squawking and roars coming from the west. I'm going to roll the new Ornakis initiative.
Rolled a new arc. Peach doesn't say anything. That was not my reaction.
Now, the first two of initiative, Doc and Seyfried. Esmond, you see...
He's also not here?
Yeah, he's also here. You can see him wrestling with a juvenile Arnakis that's snapping at Araya. Kibeth, you're up.
Alright, so I'm gonna move towards the one that appeared here that's still alive. I have mobile, so that's not difficult terrain.
Nice.
I'm going to swing at it with my hammer. That's a 13, and then I think I'm still blessed, so I get to add a d4. So, math, 17?
Yeah, 17 definitely hits.
How's it looking?
Your damage is 6. Bloodied that adult Arnakis.
I'm gonna action surge. I'm gonna hit it again.
Right.
And then I get to do the d4 again, right?
Mm-hmm. That's all your attacks, I believe.
So that's a 14. Does that hit?
14. Let's check. 14 hits an adult Arnakis.
So that's 5 bludgeoning plus bloody.
So it's 5 plus 2 for 7. Please tell me a story, Kibeth.
Araya does her magic and she watches. Kibeth watches as the first Oranaka she was fighting falls to the ground. She turns around. She's kind of like, nice! And then she turns around and another one has appeared. And she's like, ah, shit! And she rears back, swings her hammer once, takes a good blow across the head. The creature stumbles a little bit, and she's like, backswing! And hits it from the other side and watches it go down. She's like, okay, who's next? And she's looking around the field, and I might take more movement. 1 second.
Just as I know, it's like out of character, the one engaged with Esmond and Araya, it would make sense to engage it, but I'm not going to actually do rolling there, so that's just to occupy them.
Okay.
And it looks like they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, Kibeth kind of glanced at them. She's like, they have that sorted. And I'm actually going to move. Let's see. I'm not going to measure because I just assume I can have plenty of movement. And I will be here at the ready on the next turn.
Alright, sounds good. Nicely done.
For the sake of my headcanon, did she announce backswing as she was swinging?
Oh, yes. She was like, swing,
Oh.
and then backswing.
One of the adult Ornakis comes running up from the south, leaps at Salinger. He's a biting attack. That's a 22 to hit.
I used my reaction to cast Silvery Barbs, and now it's distracted and can't hit Salinger anymore.
Oh, tell us about that, or click the ability. We don't know what that does.
Let me just pull it up because I just ran over here from folding a laundry because I did not want Salinger to get hit. I'm pulling it up now.
Silvery barb, 60 feet, so you're in range. Reaction. Pretty sure you still have yours, right? You haven't used
Yep.
anything.
Nope, specifically saved it.
You magically distract the triggering creature to momentary uncertainty. It has to re-roll the d20, so I'll get that disadvantage.
And then I can choose a different creature for it to target instead.
Nice. I'm not sure if that's how that works. You choose another creature that will then gain advantage. I think.
That will then gain advantage. Okay, yes, you're correct.
Alright, so I'm going to roll again, possibly making this creature miss. Does a 12 hit your armor class?
It does not. It missed.
Peach's plan worked perfectly. Moment of distraction, the creature snaps its eyes over at Peach.
Can I give Salinger that advantage too?
Absolutely.
Next on his next attack. You got it.
Alright. Yeah, so your next attack, ability check, or saving throw that you take within a minute.
That's really good.
Nice job. I think Charlotte is still AFK. We'll have Charlotte hold her turn. Salinger, you're up.
So that advantage is going to come in really handy as he sees the Aranakis crash down on two of his friends. He lowers into a 3-point stance immediately, just dropping his staff, everything else that's on him, and charges straight towards the Aranakis, putting every bit of his weight into it, trying to just catch it while that momentum's still happening and have it keep rolling. He's going to athletics check, I guess.
What's your geared outcome here? What are you trying
It's
to do?
kind of like a shove action, but since this thing is so heavy, I figured there'd have to be a roll along with it. It's coming down. I'm trying to catch it as it's coming down and hitting the ground and have it keep moving a little bit with that momentum, even if it's just 10 feet to the right.
Okay, so kind of like make it go past you?
Okay, so it's coming this way, right? That's where it fell, towards me. So if I'm striking as it's coming towards me, the best I could do is knock it to my right. So I guess I'm trying to slide it to the right so it doesn't put the full weight, or whatever I can do. We'll see how I roll.
You're talking about the one that leapt at you as attacking you, right?
Oh, I'm talking about the big one. I'm trying to find a way to move this big old body by hitting it as hard as I can.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The big
This
one that
just
fell
happened.
the one that fell on Ava and them.
Yeah.
I see.
I don't know how a shove action works on something that's that much bigger than me.
Well, I think there are little details here you'll want to consider. It leapt away from you when that happened in the beginning, so it's actually, yeah, it is close to you, but there's one currently snapping and biting at you right now. And that's the one
Okay,
just
so
south of you. So
Okay.
you currently have something snapping like at your face, just for context.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so if I tried to run, I'd probably be hampered by that. So instead, we will ignore everything that I just said. And Sal will wheel around with his stick and hit this one that's snapping at him as hard as he can.
All right.
Just a regular old attack roll. So 26 to hit.
26 definitely hits.
And 14 bludgeoning damage. Pretty solid whack.
Absolutely. Yeah, you immediately bloody that creature. Some red smears in the white of the snow. Yeah, its head snaps to the side and blinks its eyes a few times, squawks at you. Anything else on your turn?
No, I think I'll just stay toe to toe with it so it can't jump on anybody else.
Okay. You hear squawking and movement, feet in the snow to the west. You hear more of it. You see a glimmer of magical golden light from Araya. You see another, actually. Yeah, you see one of the juvenile Aranakis that had earlier been bloodied and wounded that's up on the cliffs. When the two Aranakis are engaged on Dirge Pothammer, it seems to get encouraged and it joins the fray. You see Dirge with the big Pothammer swinging back and forth above his head. He spins entirely and comes swinging it into one of the Aranakis. It's an 18 to hit, which will hit the Ornakis. 16 points of damage. Yeah, you see Sturge Pothammer swings the Pothammer around. The thick cast iron smashes into one of the heads of the adult Ornakis, and blood goes spraying as he hurls the entire thing off the side of the cliffs. It smashes on the ground on the northern side. Is that all you got?
Damn Dirge.
Casey, you're up. Next player will be Peach.
Right. Can I see over this giant Aranakis?
Probably partially. Probably things behind it will have partial cover from you. Oh, that's why I left it there.
Yeah. Yeah, Casey is backed up, bowing as this giant Aranakis falls to the ground in front of him. And just as it closes on the ground, he hears a small yelp from what sounded like Doc. He's pretty sure he knows what happened there. His eyes widen a little bit as he straightens up and sees another Aranakis kind of jumping at something on the far side of this hulking mass. And he yells at the downed bird. Just hang on. We're gonna get you out of there. Just hang on. And he runs around the side of the Aranakis about here. Is this log in the way, or do I have line of sight on that bird that's attacking?
When you're that close to it, you're good because you can see over it.
Okay. And he slides up to this log, glances back at the giant Aronakis again, and snaps his fingers. The word flame appears in his hand, and he leans back slightly and then throws a bolt of flame towards the Aronakis that's snapping at Salinger there. And he casts Firebolt.
Good attack.
And I am still blessed as well. At 21 total.
21 definitely hits. Is that 6 fire damage?
6 fired plus 2 bloodied.
Tell me a story, please.
So as this bolt of flame comes out from his hand, it's similar to the one that just engulfed the giant Aronakis moments before. It's just this heat and bright flame that wash over the log and across the snow, melting it as it goes, revealing the grass underneath that gets singed and burnt. And as it hits this Aronakis right in front of your face, Salinger, the heat just makes your cheeks red, and it engulfs the bird as it's squawking and its feathers burning up as it's trying to put the flames out. It starts rolling around on the ground, and there's like a hiss of the snow putting out the flames as it twitches a bit and then comes still burning a little bit, and kind of, smells both good and bad. The feathers smell bad, maybe cooking, and it smells good. Yeah. And
Anything else on your turn?
yeah.
Are all the upside down Aronakis dead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
He runs up. I'll use my bonus action to dash for enough distance to run up next to Shalati and Salinger. And he slides up, a little bit winded, but straightens up when he gets there. I think Doc's underneath this. I think Doc's under there.
Yeah, Cyphered too.
Yeah, I'm going to use, because I don't know when she'll be back, Shalati's going to use her held action in order to, her eyes go wide, and she immediately moves and starts trying to lift the Aronakis off of them.
Casey will move like he's going to help as well, but I don't actually have that action. That's my turn.
Yeah. So Araya. Esmond, are you here yet?
I am, yeah.
Okay. Araya and Esmond together. Tell me a story as you defeat this juvenile Aronakis that had leapt at you from the bushes.
Please, you first. Actually, no, I got it. I will stun it for you.
Yes, please.
No. I got this. This dino popping up out of nowhere all of a sudden. Esmond's hand will light up as lightning travels down his shoulder into the palm of his hand, and he'll duck forward, slapping his hand into the chest of his thing, using Shocking Grasp on it, stunning it for a moment for Araya to hopefully knock it off.
Does that mean you're holding the Aronakis? Like you're like...
It's like an elongated slap, I guess.
my initial feels was I was gonna light the shit on fire, but if you're holding it,
It could just be a slap.
is this just for flavor? Or am I gonna have to roll some stuff?
Just for flavor.
Oh, excellent. So she only realizes that the Aranakis is there because you made the first move. Her eyes and attention are on her friends who are just smushed. And seeing the Aranakis held by you, she clasps her hands together in a momentary prayer and casts a word of radiance at the Aranakis, imbuing with radiant light and condemning it all in one word.
Flash of light. The creature squirms and thrashes around on the ground before going still. All right. So Esmond and Array, I'm going to give you turns right here, as though you had held them. However, let me give you a little bit of orientation. So Kabeth has just killed an adult Oronakis, screen left, and she's run south to help the others. You can see that on your right, screen right, the Thedrian is wrestling with a juvenile Oronakis that's leapt out of the bushes and is attacking him. Ava and Seifrid have been crushed under the falling body of the great Oronakis. And there is another adult that's just attacked Salinger, but Casey hit it with a blast of flame. There have been roars from the west, and there are 4 more, at least, adult Oronakis closing on your position. Up on the hilltop, just to the west of the adult Oronakis, you can kind of make out Dirge Pothammer fighting off 2 juvenile Oronakis. He's just killed one of the adult ones. I can't remember. I think it's Araya who's first in the order in terms of the 2 of you.
If people are making moves to lift or move the large Aranakis, her intention will be to hold until she can heal.
Okay, sounds good. You could hold your action. Do you want to move anywhere?
I'm gonna move just next to the large Aranakis.
Okay, yeah, just measure and make that movement. Esmond, what do you want to do?
The Thedrian just shot the great Aranakis, and so he would be aware that the spell he passed previously is no longer effective.
Yeah, so what you're seeing is right after he made the shot, the juvenile Aranakis, its eyes refocused on him, and it jumped onto his back, and it's biting into the armor of his shoulder. He's misspoken. Dash is a bonus action if you are a rogue.
I missed my rogue. Yeah, I missed my rogueness.
Okay. So Esmond's going to run 10 or 15 feet to try and get a better angle on the Aranakis attacking Phthedrian, and is going to take a page out of Casey's book, actually.
You crashed the train.
I was thinking about it, but no. Instead, what he's going to do, he's going to take a deep breath and, looking really nervously at the Aranakis and back to the brace on his right forearm that holds his bracer that holds the prosthetic in place. He's going to drag the end of his wand against it, and as it does, it starts to spark up almost like a match. And as the sparks begin to as the sparks go, they don't fly away. They instead gather and focus on the end of the wand, and he's going to fling the wand forward, launching a firebolt at disadvantage because he's still scared of fire. Does 11 hit?
So 11 hit a juvenile Aranakis. Let's check and see. Does not, unfortunately. You see as the bolt comes in, it kind of ducks around behind Thedrian and it sails right up past its shoulder.
Okay. And I will also instruct Zephyrus to help Fithedrian.
Nice. And yeah, as you bring up the fire in order to challenge your fears, though you missed, you gain inspiration.
I already had one.
And you didn't use it?
No, this seems appropriate.
Yeah, Fithedrian wheels around as the bolt of fire goes across his shoulder. The creature tries to chomp down on his face, but gets his arm up and it bites onto the bracer of his armor. You hear him say, "Get them out up from under there!" And he reaches to his belt. He pulls the pistol from its holster, points it at the Arnakis' chest. Fired. There's a loud pop, gun crack, and some blood splatters out into the snow. Let's see. Yeah, you see him use his thumb to turn the cylinder on the pistol. Uses a bonus action to reload it. And that is going to be... yeah, that's going to be his turn. Where are you, Arnak? You hear more sounds of clawed feet in the snow in the west. Peach, you're up.
Peach is going to use her movement and her cunning action to move quickly toward her friends. Hopefully done the counting correctly already.
Let's pause for just 1 second. Shalti, you can't see the map right now?
I see a big sort of bluish ochreish gray mass. I reloaded, and now I see some Arnoxes that are on their back, but that's it. Oh, wait. No, it came back now. Okay.
Maybe the giant Arnakis landed on you too.
Briefly, it stunned me. I think
Saw
this
the
is
dust
just part
that
of,
got kicked up.
Space madness is contagious.
I think this is just part of this whole week where I've been having issues, and then the moment someone else comes to look at it, it's no longer there.
That's just textbook. Okay. Sorry.
We good?
Peach. Yeah, Peach, you take your turn.
Okay, so Peach seeing the dinosaur or the smaller Orinoxes go down quickly around Casey and Sal, she sort of scrambles on her own way, moving very quickly, dexterously. She seems to be sort of slipping as she goes, but always catching herself properly. She skids up to behind Salinger, using her movement and bonus action, but not her action. And then sort of reaches out and grabs his hand and says, "Salinger, you are going to hurt yourself." And she imbues him with heroism, which means he's going to get HP equal to my level or something. I will put it in.
Alright, yeah, give it a click. Let's see that ability. Alright. Yeah, so it cannot be frightened. It gets those temporary hit points at the start of each of the turns. So that's great.
Yep, so spellcasting ability monitor is my charisma, right? So that's 4.
Alright, so at the start of each of Salinger's turns gets 4 temporary hit points. Is that correct?
Yes. And as Peach kind of takes Sal's hand for that moment, her hand kind of slips from him and she steps back. She goes, I'm beat, though. We got to win this or leave.
Alright, and just to check, that's the only concentration spell you're holding, right? You don't have
That's the only
anything?
concentration spell I've got. Yep.
Alright, nicely done. Zephyrus flies down next to Esmond, and then sails past and flies over to her. Juvenile Aranakis is going to take another bite at Vithedrian. 12. Teeth just scrape against his armor. No effect. Once again, you hear more clawed footfalls rushing through the snow in the west. Juvenile Aranakis leaps at Dirge Pothammer. Oh, that's a natural 20 for 10 points of piercing damage as it sinks his teeth into this, just like the crook of his neck, just above his armor. And now Dirge is grappled as this thing's holding on to him. Let's do the snap.
There's a clenched kind of fist thing too.
Ooh, yeah. Let's do that. Yeah. Now he's grappled in solidarity. Okay. Esmond.
Oh shit, we're back to me already. Vithedrian still being harassed by the dino?
Yes, it is bloodied though.
Sure. You know what? Seeing him take those pot shots at it, or the pot shot at it, rethinking his strategy, the end of his wand still smoking, he's going to pull the wand back and hold it to his temple, and as he does, his eyes flash a brighter blue than they already are, and I will need that Aranakis to make an intelligence saving throw.
Alright, that Juvenile Aranakis.
DC 15.
That's a 5 on a saving throw.
So then that'll be 3 psychic damage plus 2 for bloody for 5 total.
Yeah, blood's leaking from the mouth into the snow from the creature. It's not dead, but it's hurt bad.
Okay, and then you said that there are footfalls coming from the west, correct?
Oh, wait, I was wrong. Tell me a story.
Oh, sure. Okay. Oh my god, my first kill. Oh no, too much pressure. Yeah. So as his eyes flash, as his eyes flash, this Aranakis suffers the most agonizing migraine it's ever endured, as it begins to froth at the mouth and sputter and just falls over, dead.
Yeah, the thing's teeth still holding onto Vithedrian's gauntlet. shakes it off and it falls in the snow. Anything else in your turn?
You said that there were more coming from the west, or the sounds of more coming from the west.
You hear squawking and chirping, angry, and the sound of rushing clawed feet in the snow coming from the west. For you, probably southwest.
Noted. Okay, I'll go ahead and move however many feet I'm going to, and that'll be my turn.
All right, Kabath, you're up.
She sees her friends go around the other side of this giant Aranakis to try to lift it, and she's like, well, no point in me lifting from this side by myself. And she's gonna come. Do we know approximately what side of the Aranakis, like, our friends are trapped underneath? Can we see any sign of them? Did we, like, is it, like, near the top, near the bottom?
Square fell square on them.
Damn it. Okay.
Just for context, this doesn't have to change what you're doing at all. I just want you to make sure you're informed. Can you see where I'm pinging?
I can see you're pinging.
Yeah, you probably just see a black wall right there because of the vision, but you can barely make out up there. Dirge Pothammer is engaged with 2 juvenile Aranakis, like right, basically up there. Just so you know.
Yeah, Kabeth takes note of that up on the hill, and she's like, and she's gonna go. So I know that you flipped it upside down for orientation of, like, to indicate that it's dead, but am I near the feet in where it's laying? Like, because I think it'll matter where I try to roll it.
Oh, well, I probably won't give you different difficulties because it'll always kind of be for flavor. But yeah, if you want to say it's near, we'll make it as close to what it looks like right now. So its feet are on your side.
Kabeth will shout, "We should roll it on its back, like from the feet." And she's gonna start lifting on her side, I guess, where the feet are.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, you begin to lift and push, and you realize, okay, there's a chance we can move this. You definitely cannot do it alone.
Yeah, so she's just to be clear, she's not trying to lift up. She's going to try to, like when a dog rolls on its back, like, it's easy to flip it over to the other side. I don't know if anybody does that. It's that kind of principle. She's like, don't lift, roll it over. Do you want me to roll now or when we're all together for, like, I assume it's like a strength check or
Yeah, you'll
athletics?
definitely need another person. I definitely understand what you're saying. That's great. Yeah, but you'll definitely need another person to implement that, to do that.
I'm just going to scooch myself closer to indicate that I'm lifting.
Nice.
Are my friends lifting on the other side already?
You can see him doing something over there. You know Shalati's over there. You saw her doing something. But...
Okay. Does this count as holding my action until they get here, or?
No, this is engaged with what you're doing. So as soon as someone is helping you, however you guys want to handle that, then we'll have it working together. So that's just what you're doing. You're just not making the roll yet.
Okay. I guess that's all I'm doing for now.
All right. Shalati, you're next, conveniently.
I don't know what I was doing the last turn.
I had you, as soon as, like, they had pointed out, hey, they're trapped under there, I had Shalati. I figured it would make sense because you were so close. Start trying to get them out. And so you
Sounds about right, yeah.
You just saw what Kabeth did. She's on the other side trying to roll, and she's calling for help.
Okay. I don't know if this makes sense given last round as well, but I feel like she shouted, "Avashka!" when it fell, probably hidden underneath the sound of the toppling and the crashing, and rushed forward. And dropping shield, weapon, everything to get her hands underneath the bulk of the body, heaved upward so violently that she's probably straining something. You hear like a little pop, mostly because I want to injure myself in order to keep my rage up. And then hearing Kibeth shouting, she's not exactly foaming at the mouth, but she's definitely not thinking particularly. So she had just, pushed, but hearing Kibeth shout about something to do, she shifts over and she's going to try and basically help whatever Kibeth is doing.
Yeah, I think given the context of the urgency of what's happening and sort of what motivates Shalati as a character from what we've seen, engaging in this will let you keep your edge up.
Okay. Hey, I am happy to take damage doing that as well. Anyway, it also seems very in character.
Sure.
So
take 1 point
Joint damage.
My tendons strain a little.
Yeah, you'll
And-
regret that in 40 years.
She gets out of bed. She twinges. She's like, that was the time when I tried to lift that Aranakas off. So yeah, she's going to rush over. Like I guess she kind of scoots around and is digging her hands into the flesh of this thing and is lifting it from the bottom and heaving as hard as she can.
I can use my reaction to say, wait until everybody's safe and out of the way. We're not rolling it onto our other friends, Chris.
Oh, dang, that was my whole plan.
I know.
We're not going to roll it uphill onto dirt.
Okay, so now that both of you are doing this, let me have you each make an athletics ability check. You both have to beat an 18.
I thought Sal was helping too.
So I wanted to help, but he got stuck down in the south.
I got dinosaur.
To be clear, if we roll it, are we going to roll onto our friends? If we roll now, or should we be waiting?
If you do something like roll a 1, I'll probably do something like that. But if you get like a good roll, no, probably you'll be fine.
Does bless apply to this?
This is an ability
No.
check.
Just checking. I can hope.
Do you need more prayers?
Oh, it's so close. So there's.
What if I use my inspiration?
You could use your inspiration, but remember with the inspirations now, if you get less, if you get lower, you have to keep it.
But I didn't make it anyways, right?
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah, if there's something someone can do to help you in some objective way, it might be better to do that first than the
Can I do a prayer that adds to the ability check?
How would you?
That's a guidance.
Let's see. Guidance. You were holding an action, if I remember correctly.
I was.
So you could use that held action. Is there a range on guidance?
Touch.
I think, if I remember correctly, you're out of movement. So you're rushing
I am.
over to
No, you're
help
right.
them. Yeah, so you're rushing over to that to help, but it's just so far away.
You're right.
You're shooting room for the snow.
I'll take the risk with the inspiration.
Alright, use that inspiration. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
nice.
Alright, so I assume you guys want to roll this thing kind of to the right a little bit so it doesn't land on anybody.
Yes.
That's fine, I guess. Alright, describe to me as you guys, at least the
I mean,
beginning portions as you guys.
Is Casey in the way?
Nah, I guess.
Oh, okay. I was saying we could roll to the south too.
Wow. Yeah. So Beth is starting to lift, and she was like, "Come over here. We're gonna roll it." And she sees Charlotte T run over, and she's straining. She's straining. She starts to falter a little bit, and then you come in, Charlotte T. And I think that's the push we need. And I just lost my vision, Chris.
Yeah, it just went dark on the map.
The whole
I mean, I
map
can
just
see.
went
I can
dark
see my.
forever.
We
I
were
can see my
tied-
circle.
We were tied to Doc's vision with her lantern.
Right, interesting.
Yeah. Or was it Cyphered? I can't remember.
It was
One of them had.
Yeah, deciphered, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Did you delete them because they died?
No, come on. I'll give you this.
just-
Let me create another light source.
Body-shaped holes in the ground. Just cartoonish.
Like under the anvil or the piano.
Can you guys see now? Yeah. So muscle straining, you roll the body of the great Arnakis to the side, hoping to give your friends, a chance to breathe, to relieve the great weight from on top of them. But as you move the creature to the side, its big, massive body lands in the snow. You don't see your friends. Instead, there's an erratic, no bigger than the size of a coin, there's a tear in the world. Flickering, unstable, erratic, purple at the edges, different from what you've seen before. It looks like, is it growing or is it shrinking? They're not there.
How big is it?
Fuck me.
The size of a coin, you
About
said?
the size of a coin.
Do I have movement to immediately rush toward it and punch it?
Portal.
Sure. Yeah, you rush forward, throw your
Oh, maybe
fist.
not punch it, but like, yeah, I'm gonna try and reach through it somehow. I don't think it's big enough, but
Yeah, it's big enough that you can claw at it. You almost feel like you can get a grip on it, try to shove your hand through, and some of your fingers do go through. But you try to pull as hard as you can. It doesn't. Cyphered, are you here right now?
Yeah.
Cyphered, you felt the world twist around as you reached out to try to help Doc, to try to scoop her out from beneath the falling Naranakis. Something's wrong. There's an ache in your body. You realize you're on the ground. You see Doc lying next to you. Doc, actually, Patrick, are you here? Do we have Patrick? Not yet. You see that Doc is lying on the ground next to you. There's a purple tinged, almost like electricity, almost like what you've seen Esmond do, coursing across Doc's body. A bit of smoke rising up. You feel it in your own limbs between your teeth for just a moment. Vision blurry. There's no snow beneath you. That's ash. What's going on?
She rocks back kind of instinctively, checking her face and herself, and then seeing Ava unconscious on the ground. She, like, dizzy and disoriented, scrambles over and tries to, hesitates at like the visual electricity, but reaches out to touch her and tries to shake her. Ava, something's wrong.
Doesn't seem like there's any response. She must be unconscious, but as you raise your eyes to look around, wait, you're in the same place that you were. There's the hill, but where's the snow? Where are your friends? Well, you catch a glimpse. There's almost a shadow of the people that you know. The trees around you are gray, lifeless. The sky, as you turn your eyes upward, is a miasmic swirl, broken lines like shattered glass. You can see thin, flickering, unstable pillars of light stretching straight up into the sky. There's one kind of close by, the others seem miles away, and then you glance towards the north. There is a gargantuan pillar of light stretching up into a sky that seems to go on clear and black forever, filled with strange scars and shattered heavens. Wait, that's where the tower is. There's ash falling around you. What's going
Seyfried's eyes will dart back and forth as she's taking everything in, unsure really what to make of it. Are any of our friends' shadows like really close by?
They're all kind of close by. You can kind of make them out. Is that Shalati? That kind of looks like Shalati.
Seyfried will reach out to try to grab her. Shalati! Hey!
Your hand just passes through.
She'll dart back and forth in a tight radius around Ava, trying to like touch as many people as possible.
You wave your hands in front of them. You reach out, try to touch them to get their attention. They can't seem to see you. You see somebody just walks right through you. So you're not even there.
She quickly like crawls back over to Ava and is kind of like shaking her still. Ava, it's time to wake up.
I'm as here as I can be. Now, can you hear me okay?
We can't really hear you at all. We might just treat you as still unconscious until...
Oh, is it that bad?
You're very, very quiet.
It's very quiet.
I will try a different thing. Let me try a different headset with it.
Okay. Well, you have a moment, because Seyfried, as you shake Ava, trying to wake her up, the flickering pillar of light nearest you, that's not too far away, maybe just over the hills, it starts to grow and become more erratic for a moment, different than the others. Something's happening there. And then we're going to go back to the other place. Charlotte, you're not sure why. It's already cold, but a chill runs through you. You feel it in your bones. It's strange.
Doesn't say anything because it's probably just like, hey, I touched a portal that just appeared out of nowhere. Maybe that's why I feel cold.
You hear more roaring and quickly approaching footsteps from the west.
I think that was pretty much my action then, so.
Salinger.
First, I'm gonna get those 4 temporary hit points. Sal, feeling Peach grab his hand and hearing her words, his eyes kind of clear for a second. That fog disappears. Looks at her, big grin. Quit fretting about me. And then he runs towards where everybody else was supposed to be. And I guess all he sees is that tear and Shalati's hand in it.
Yeah. So you see Shalati's grabbing onto something at first. You're not sure what it is. Then, wait, that's a little bit like the other one that you saw, but small, much smaller.
I think he puts a hand on her shoulder for just a second, then looks up to see Dirge on the hilltop, and he is going to Misty Step up there with his bonus action.
Yeah, place yourself in a place that you can reach.
Would walk to there, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's how far I can get.
Alright. It's certainly close enough to see Dirge engage in this desperate melee with these two juvenile Aranakis. One of them is latched onto his shoulder, and there's blood running down his armor. Well, he's not bloodied, but it hit him.
He's gonna say, quarterstaff doesn't have reach, does it?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, so I couldn't quite get there in any way, shape, or form. So he says, "You're not allowed to die today, old man," and that'll be the end of my turn.
Is this any better?
It's serviceable.
Okay, serviceable, I think, is the best we're going to do for tonight.
So that'll work. An adult Aranakis comes flying out from running out from the west, from what seems to be the lair of the creatures, and goes straight for Peach. Snaps at you with its teeth as a 15 hit your armor class, Peach.
Ooh, barely. Could I add a point of destiny so that it doesn't?
Well, if you do a point of destiny, it would force the creature to re-roll, and you would get to choose which result to take.
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so you're spending 1 point of destiny. Please put that in the item change log.
Got it?
What's it called?
Oh yeah, have you named your destiny points?
I don't have a name for mine yet.
Okay.
Do I have to have a name before I can use it?
No.
Okay, I'll put an item change.
Yeah, so
Hoping it was schnapps.
Instead of a 15, that is a 6, which I assume is gonna miss you. Nice
Yes.
job. So yeah, this thing snaps its teeth at you. Comes up short. You hear more footsteps from the west. Clawed feet running on the ground. While I try to find the roller. Where did it go? What's happening? My roller was replaced with a place door or window. Okay. That's weird. It somehow switched me to like a different map set, a tool set.
I feel like Roll20 has been really weird tonight, even from the little I've seen it.
Yep. Well, someone else will have to measure for me, but you can't. Hold on, jeez. Well, the other one made it, so we'll say this one's just short. Alright, you're up.
Just gonna finish running up to, I assume where the large Aranakis is where the...
Can you see the place on the map that I'm pinging?
Yes, I can. I'm gonna run up to there because I definitely can reach that.
Okay, yeah. When you get there, you see you run around the big body of the Aranakis, and you can see, the friends that you expected to see there under the body of the Aranakis. They're not there. There's an imprint in the snow where the thing fell, but what's that? There's that little flickering, just a tear, no bigger than a coin. Just like not like the one you guys saw before, but this one's kind of tinged a different color. It's somehow different, similar.
Just gonna kneel in the snow on the ground, putting her hands to either side of the portal, and calls out behind her, "Esmond, there's a portal and they're gone." And previously we cast magic on the portal and it sometimes made it bigger.
You say that to Esmond?
she's like to the portal, not yelling back at it. She just yelled at him that so he knows, because he can't see it. But to herself and to the portal. Sometimes when we cast magic, it made it bigger, and then maybe they could come back through. Yeah, I'm gonna be utterly useless. Is there any? There's nothing. There's more stuff that's alive.
Well, you can see in the west, Salinger is just misty stepped up onto the hill. And he looks like he's going to join the battle that Dirge is in with the juvenile Arnakas. Shalati has some scratches on her. Casey has a few scratches.
Well, I was holding a bit of healing, but she's gonna stay at the small portal and protect it, I believe. But I need to find out which cure is the not. Healing word. Shalati is closest to me and almost with like an unfurling of her
I don't-
hand. Did you? Not damage.
I was gonna say I'm not that badly off.
Yeah, I don't think either of you are really.
The only bit of damage you see on Casey is a red spot on his jaw where
You are
Shalati
fine.
punched him in the face.
Still.
You can't see the emotional damage on his heart though.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action if there's any danger that happens to appear close to the portal, but she's gonna guard the portal. Theoretically, where her friends are.
Just as a note, so Patrick sent me a message that he has to go a little bit early, so I might advance some Cyphered and Ava scenes a little bit. I know the chronology might get a little weird. And just as a reminder, the chat, the Roll20 chat now, is recorded in the game stream, so anything you see there will be published in the just as a reminder. So send me messages, and if I don't see that you sent me a message, let me know. Would you like to do anything else?
Ooh, can I cast a light and send it through the portal?
I'll let you try anything that you want.
Alright. So, it's so small, and I don't want to actually damage it and cause it to, like, fold in on itself, but I'm gonna cast light and send it through. Maybe that'll help them find their way back. I don't know! I'm gonna cast some light into the portal instead of doing nothing.
Alright. So this... Yeah. So you begin to focus your magic. Make a wisdom or charisma ability check, your choice.
It's fine. This is a fine idea. I have an inspiration. I care a lot about my friends. I'm gonna use my inspiration. It can't get worse than it. Oh no, it can. It can get worse than a 2. 12's not great. I'm taking all the bad rolls right now, guys. I promise. It's great.
Cyphered. On your side of... There's a thin, flickering ray that's just reaching straight up into the sky. But you realize it's different from the others. It's barely noticeable, just maybe an apparition. The color of it isn't like the pale white light like the others. It's... At first you didn't see it because it's dark. You realize it's the same... It's like it's the same shade and hue as your tattoos. Barely noticeable, and then there's almost like a thread of gold that goes through it and pulses up into the sky for just a moment.
Where is that?
Just it's a few feet from you, you realize.
Oh, and it's tiny, like super thin.
Yeah.
Her eyes are on that, but she gives Ava, like she's still shaking Ava, but like turns and is looking like kind of is like squinting in that direction while like madly shaking Ava's arm.
Yeah, Ava, you feel like breath can fill your lungs. Ashy, strange. You're awake.
She air goes into her lungs, and she blinks her eyes, going open, the shaking around her. She sort of, her eyes dart around the horizon, sort of trying to take everything in, and she instinctively ends up crawling a couple of steps back, just sort of away from both Seifert and everything around her, gasping, just and she, recognizing after a second just Seifert, or at least the face of someone, she sort of looks around. Her eyes are huge as she's looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. And she stares at you. It's like, Bunny, what's going on?
Ava, oh my god. Seifert like is like holding Ava's face. Are you okay? Something's wrong.
Yeah. No shit. She's like patting herself down. She's clearly like frazzled. I think, I'm a little hurt, but I think, where are we?
I have no idea. Hold on. I saw something weird just now. And Seifert will clamber over to where she saw the like dark tendril with the gold thread.
Yeah, you see that the apparitions of your friends are kind of gathered around it. Yeah, and I think to make this make sense, it's almost like they're moving in slow motion. You can see, yeah, it was almost as though you're reminded of you were playing at the creek when you were a kid and the water is trickling down along the rocks toward the sea, and you're cleaning up after the festival, you're pouring something in, it changed the color of the water for a moment, but it just was swept out to sea. It's almost like that. But there's something about that pulse of light that was a ray.
Do I see like Seifert sort of sweeps away some of the like ash around that area. Do I see like a tear corresponding to that, or is it just ground?
Yeah, when you get closer, yeah, you realize you can see it. It's so small. It seems like it could almost vanish or at any moment. Or wait, is it getting bigger? It's hard to tell.
Ava, I think we're inside of a tear. Look at this.
Yeah.
Seifert will like try to reach through.
Yeah, I think how to make this work. You reach your hand to it, and it's almost like pushing your hand through molasses. There's something there, but it's not entirely corporeal. But there's something about it. You realize, looking at the shimmering, or like the ephemeral image there with that Shalati, you're touching her hand. Shalati, you feel it on the other side.
Is it like the whole hand, or did she? I don't know how much she
It's
entered that.
barely enough to like kind of get the first half of your finger through. Like it's almost nothing. But your hands go through each other.
But we can
But you can
feel each
feel
other?
it. It's like there's a resistance. It's like putting your hand in mud.
Slightly makes a confused little. Huh.
Ava, you don't have any, like, fire magic, do you?
Ava sort of gotten to her feet now. Her arms are kind of like at her sides a little bit, defensively sort of clutching around her chest as she sort of keeps darting around and looking everywhere, all around them, mistrustfully. She's making her way towards where Cypher is bending and looking at this thing. And she starts shaking her head as she's approaching whatever Cypher is messing around with. She can't quite make it out. No, I don't have anything like that.
Because I mean, that's what Casey did, right? Like Esmond was using electricity to try to shut the other one, and then Casey used fire. It made it bigger. I think this tiny hole in the ground is our ticket out of here. And Seifert will. Do we like have our belongings and stuff?
Yeah, you have your things, and you just begin to reach for something, but there's a feeling that catches your attention. You're not sure what it is at first, and then it's coming from the north. There's almost a glow that's getting closer, like it's beneath the tree line, but it's traveling toward you. Well, you feel the fur on the back of your neck stands on end, and you feel your heart rate begin to increase. You feel sweat on your paws. Hands?
I mean,
Paw hands. On your beans. No.
I don't know if she can sweat.
Bunny's on your beans. Well,
What a new sensation. She's so scared. She starts sweating.
Her ears will instinctively like swivel in that direction, and her prey mode kicks in. She'll, with kind of like a flicky leap, like bound over to Ava and grab her. We gotta hide. And try to pull her towards like the back end of where that like ramp was.
Yeah, her eyes are huge. She says nothing, and anything you pull her towards, she ends up following. Her eyes just darting between wherever she's going and looking over her shoulder towards the source of that.
The two of you move as quick as you can. You find a place to hide behind the rocks. There's something approaching. And every part of your instinct, every part of your body knows that it's horrible. Back on the other side. Alright. Alright, you just cast your light. Anything else?
I'm gonna stay guarding the tear and like praying under her breath in a panic. Unless I get like a full other turn and I'll think of something, but I figure with casting that spell I'm
Okay. Any bonus action or anything? That was just an action.
yes.
Okay. Juvenile Aranakis, bloodied, leaps a dirge pot hammer. He's going to make an attack with advantage. He's going to make a claw attack, actually. Ooh, that's a natural 1, but then also a 16. Terrible set of rolls. So Dirge Pot Hammer will take 5 points of slashing damage. Dirge Pot Hammer has been bloodied as this creature rakes its claws in through his armor. one of these things biting in his shoulder, he swings the pot hammer around towards the other one. It's a 14 to hit, which will hit. You see him caves in the body of one of the juveniles. His turn. Casey, you're up.
Casey, standing there moments after the great bird gets moved, looks back and sees another portal. Kind of grins to himself and hands on his knees, breathing heavily. The crackling bird still steaming in front of him as he watches Salinger disappear into a mist and appear up on the mountain. And he looks up at Peach and smiles and says, "How do you know? How do you know you're spent if you've never had to act when you felt that way?" And he steps forward towards these two birds. And as he steps in front of them, his foot doesn't touch the ground. It hits something just above the ground. And he steps again, and he's a little higher, and he lifts into the air in front of them and puts his hands out like this. And no snap comes. Just flames erupt from all of his fingers and spread out in a huge cone, engulfing both of those Aranaki. And the heat just lights up the entire area. As the flames come down, Casey is about 10 feet in the air as these flames pour down on these birds, and he's casting Burning Hand.
Nice. Dexterity saving throws. One success, one failure.
Alright, one takes 4 and one takes 8 points of fire damage.
Fire singes the feathers of these creatures. You see them; they flap their feathers bloom forward, singe smoke curling up, and you see they dart back, trying to escape the flames. You've hurt both of them. In fact, you bloodied. Yeah, the lower one is bloodied, badly burned.
And should be able to move in this flight without provoking opportunity attack.
Since when does Casey not care about provoking?
He's not dumb though.
Yeah, using tempestuous magic, you can move to 10 feet, no attack of opportunity.
And then I have, let's see, I used 10 there. That's 10 there. So should it? A bit more movement. He'll move on top of this log. And he turns back to the birds, arms wide, glances over at the giant downed bird and back to them, shakes his head. You should run. And he stares at these birds dead in the eyes.
Anything else?
I think that's my turn.
Alright, the Thedrian holsters the pistol, starts to move forward, pulling his greatsword off his back. He's going to take the dash action. Can't move far, he moves slowly. But you can hear them, the prosthetics blocking the grass and the snow. You hear more claws in the snow and another adult Arnakis joins from the west. Peach, you're up.
Wasn't expecting them to get toasted in front of me. Okay.
All the snow underneath them is melted. It's just grass now.
All right. Casey, is that your measurement that's still there?
Yeah, I think that's a bug. I don't.
No, that's fine as long as yeah. All right. Oh,
that
thank you.
fixes it.
Yeah, that did fix it.
Okay, I didn't see one there, but yeah.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, all I wanted to do is be able to see if that Ornakus was bloody or not. Yikes, yeah. Peach takes a step or two back towards Shalati, but she
If you
pulls.
if you just step back, you might take an attack of opportunity.
Okay, then she does not. Instead, she's going to somewhat shakily pull her rapier from her sheath at her waist and hold it loosely in her hand and say to Casey, "Yeah, I guess I got something left."
Miranda's silver rapier glimmers in the lantern light.
And Peach is going to hold her action though. Besides her movement to undo the weapon, holding the action.
Okay. Action held. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Zephyrus flies after her. Right.
Is Zephyrus small enough to fit into the portal?
Glance at Zephyrus. He's
Zephyrus.
small.
Can you just... Oh, I should ask Esmond first. That's all. Just flavor.
Sorry, that juvenile is dead. The fourth adult Arnakis comes running in from the west. Things are looking grim. The one that's got its teeth in Dirge Pothammer makes a claw attack. That's a 14 on the die. Oh, 14 hit. Which will hit Dirge's armor class. Salinger, you're right there as this juvenile rakes its claws down through Dirge's belly, slicing through armor. Blood pours out into the snow. Dirge goes to the ground. On the other side of the portal.
when they sprinted behind the rock, assuming there's enough time, moving themselves behind it, and I imagine pressing against it and breathing heavily. I kind of picture Ava quickly sort of saying a few words and gripping on to Seyfried's hand, and she's just going to cast a spell while they're doing this. And then as the sensation grows more and more intense, she she uses one hand to cover her mouth and then removes her hand from Seyfried's, and then to use the other one to cover her mouth on the other side as she continues breathing really heavily in it.
What spell are you attempting to cast?
Healing. No. Healing. What's the fucking basic healing spell that I can't think of the name of everyone?
Word?
Healing.
What's the
Not
word?
healing word. The other one.
Cure wounds?
The other.
Cure wounds?
Yes, cure wounds. Thank you. Cure.
I don't like this music for this. Give me 1 second.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't like that music.
The spooky owl is spooky.
Tell you what, I'll bring back an old favorite.
Come on, circus music. Circus.
Nothing's more appropriate.
Just that little calliope music or whatever. Then.
No, where is that? Is it gone? Oh, there we go. Is that playing for you guys? I think it's playing for me.
A little bit, yeah. It's like a low,
Yeah.
dreadful
I just
kind
hear
of.
like an ominous
There we go.
wind and like, yeah.
So that's not what you were looking for. I guess it's not playing, Chris.
I think it's the suffering music, Chris.
He used to play this one with Talith a lot.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's why I associate it with the suffering.
No, less crowded. You can feel your heart beating faster of its own accord. You feel pressure in your blood rising. If you can sweat, if you're the kind of creature that sweats, there's sweat on your skin. If you have ears, maybe you've realized that they're falling down. Wait, you didn't do that, did they? There are the remnants of emotions that are beginning to course up inside you, but you're not choosing them. It's happening. It's that's a strange feeling. There's a light. There's something there. Was it already there? Did it arrive? There are tendrils, almost like the swaying of seaweed made of light, rise up from the ash. There's something there. You're looking at something. What is it? You can't see it. I need you both to make DC 20 Charisma saving throw.
Are you still blessed? Does that help?
Nice.
Oh my god! Tell me
You
you're
can get
from
for
the
all those
Feywild
ones.
without telling me you're from the Feywild.
20 from Seyfried. That's a 12 plus 1 from Doc.
Is this to stop being afraid?
But this is considered a charm or fear effect if you have something that augments that.
Maybe. Let me see if let me post to you what I've got, and you let me know if this. I don't think it would work for it. No, it's not for an effect. It's to not be afraid. It's a thing that allows you to I'll post it. You decide.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Because if you have something that's kind of close. And Cypher, do you have like a Fey touched kind of thing?
I literally have the Fey touched feat, but that's it doesn't interface with that exactly. I don't think.
Okay. Yeah. Ava, I don't think contextually that one will make sense. This is kind of maybe more of a charm thing, more than fear, I think. Cypher, you. Really?
Oh, I can try. I'm inspired.
Oh, you could absolutely.
Cypher got the roll I think that I was going to need, but
Yeah. Good. That's a 3 plus 1. Cypher, do you realize Ava was saying something when she was talking, but she stopped? You realize she's just staring, unblinking. There's something there that you're looking at. You can't. You can see it, but you can't remember it. You see light. You see wings. You can feel the heaviness in your limbs, frozen fear. Something that did the Feywild teach you this? Is that the way you feel when you're being hunted? Something's closing in on you. You see, are those eyes? That's too many eyes. Something is approaching the tear. The tear that's different from the others, the one that's close by. There are emotion after emotion tumbling over each other in the pit of your stomach. Fear, love, nostalgia, hunger. Feeling of your friends, the feeling that your friends are all dead. All of them at once. Ava's... There's a word hanging on the end of Ava's tongue, but she won't finish saying it. Whatever this thing is, it's doing something to the tear. Cypher, roll stealth. Ava, roll stealth disadvantaged. It's a 23 from Cypher. It's an 8 from Doc. Cypher, do you see this thing pauses for a moment? Or does it have a face? Is it looking toward you? You managed to duck back behind the rock, but Ava's still standing there, not moving.
Cypher will force her.
Grab her, pull her down. Feel your heart pounding in your chest. Sorry. You try to pull in a full breath, but your lungs won't fill. You try to let it all out. Your chest is so tight. You see the glow around the rock gets brighter. It's getting closer.
Cypher, shaking, pulls a horn from her belt, and will and will try to sound the horn as loudly as possible. It is a horn of silent alarm, and she will target it only on the beast.
Ooh, tell me about that. Alright, horn of silent alarm. It's 4 charges. You tell me about it.
So it just makes an incredibly loud, alarming blare at a creature of my choice. She will blow the horn as hard as possible, and then tugging Ava as hard as she can, try to take off in the opposite direction.
Interesting. Are you kind of, what's your intention here? Because I'm not sure it's a ventriloquism thing. Are you trying to startle it or scare it away?
Yeah, I'm trying to surprise it, and then also running away from the portal. Overall, kind of with the intent of making a large arc, so to speak, but away from the portal and the beast right now.
All right, sounds good. So you see the light getting closer. You reach for the horn on your belt. Your hands, are they trembling? You pull the horn up, and just as you see tendrils of light to come around the rock, you blow on the horn as loud as you can. Go back to the other side. Husband.
Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ, you guys. Esmond is going to run 35 feet. Clarification question, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Are all of the Aranakis here
Is there more to that question?
Nope, I just need to know who's going to get hit.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
I'm just gonna do it and we'll see what happens. As Esmond is running down south and he sees the group of Aranakis clustered together, he is going to take his wand and stab it into a cloud of his breath. As he does, he's going to drag his wand away, and his the cold air of his breath begins to crystallize. And he drags the wand down and brings it back up, and as he drags it through the air, more and more of the air begins to crystallize, taking on icicle shapes, daggers almost. And he's going to launch an ice knife at the bloodied Aranakis in the center there.
Alright, roll. I will say, shooting over that log from the distance that you're at, they are going to get +2 AC though.
That is fine. And I'm going to be upcasting this at 2nd level.
Alright.
So that's a 10 to hit. I'm assuming that misses.
A 10 would miss. Based on what
Okay.
you're saying.
Yeah, you know what? We'll use it. Why not? I haven't had a chance yet. Portent.
Tell us about that.
Not realizing what's happening yet, as Esmond realizes that the spell is going to miss, or the ice knife is going to miss its initial target, he almost enters a subliminal space where suddenly he can't see anyone else. He can only see numerous directions and ways by which this knife could have been launched and hit this Aranakis that he's aiming for, and there are hundreds, thousands of possibilities, and he's trying to keep an eye out to find one specifically that will hit where he's aiming at, and I'm going to re-roll that.
Just give it a roll.
26 to hit.
26 definitely hits. Nicely done.
So that's going to be 9 piercing damage to the initial Aranakis, plus 2 for bloody. And then the surrounding Aranakis, any creature that's within 5 feet of that initial target, has to make a Dex 15 saving throw.
That is all 3 of them. Let's make those top, down, left, right. Dexterity, so.
Correct.
It's a 10, 7, and a natural 20. No, wait,
Okay.
not a natural 20. Dirty 20. So 2 failures and 1 success.
So the 2 failures take 9 cold damage as the ice knife gets lodged in the neck of the initial Aranakis and explodes. And the 1 Aranakis that survived or made the save takes half that. Or wait, let me double check that. He might not take any, actually.
Yeah, I assume, based on the wording, it doesn't look like anything.
Then he avoids it.
Well, as fragments of ice tear into the 2 on the northern side, they are both bloodied. Nicely done. Also, tell me a story about the one in the middle.
Oh yeah. So he follows he picks the ice knife that lands his target, and his vision comes back, and he has a sense of deja vu. All of a sudden, realizing that he hasn't launched his attack yet, so he reorients himself and launches his wand forward, sending the dagger forward, and it launches itself just in the neck, just below the jaw of the Aranakis, and it erupts, exploding just underneath the jaw, which becomes unhinged as it falls over, and the explosion of daggers rains into the surrounding creatures.
Nicely done. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it.
One lies dead, blood dripping from the others. Aren't they running? They're guarding something. Come back around.
Okay, so I'm going to measure and show you. Tell me if I have to go all the way around in order to get up the hill. So you might have to go like around to here before I can.
Actually, that side that you're on right now isn't too steep. I'll let you do difficult terrain to get up there.
But I don't have difficult terrain with mobile.
Isn't that only when you take the dash action?
Oh, you're right. Sorry, I'm remembering. Astariel had other things. Okay. Okay. But even then, it just takes
It just takes double movement, really. You're kind of clawing your way up the hill. It's not too steep on that side.
So, do I need to dash in order to get to here?
I don't necessarily know what your movement is, but those squares that are sort of that weird
60.
colored. Yeah, so that'll take double, so it'll take you, what, 36 to get where you're saying, getting there.
I mean, I can use my bonus action to take the dash action. I'm just trying to avoid doing that if I don't need to.
Yeah,
It would take 66 to get right next to Dirge. It was 36 up with the double and then
plus
the
30.
additional.
Yeah, 66 to get to the spot you selected.
All right, so then I'll use my dash action.
Alright.
Actually, before I even get there, does he look dead, or is he just kind of
No,
down and
he's
out?
not dead yet. He's
Okay.
He's hurt bad, he's bleeding.
All right, I'm going to use an action to do lay on hands and heal him. So
What's that look like?
I can give him up to 10. Yeah, she sees him on the ground. She's like, ah, by the forge. And she takes one hand and puts it on him and says, get up, the fight's not over. And as she does that, her hands start to warm and glow, almost like the glowing of iron in the forge. And it's strange because it's not hot. It just looks like it's burning. And as she does this, warmth gently flows into him. Not hot, just warmth. And he feels some strength return. And as she does this, I'm going to also use 4 destiny points to reset my action surge so I can do another action.
Oh, nice. And have you named your destiny points?
I'm going to use some snack points as she heals him, she feels strength flowing through herself as well. And she's like, the fight's not over. And she looks at the Ornacus nearby, takes a step towards it, and swings her hammer. Does an 18 hit?
18 absolutely hits.
That's 6 bludgeoning.
6 points of bludgeoning damage. Splatter some blood into the snow. You have bloodied the juvenile Arnacus.
And I think that's all I can do. Let me double check.
Nicely done. Yeah. So as Dirge gasps back to life, this creature was lunging for his throat, but he manages to get its arm up and it bites onto his forearm instead of his neck, and you come in and smash it with your hammer, and it lets go of him and squawks and stares at you angrily. So he is no longer grappled.
Okay, that's my turn.
Right. Nice job. Alright, going back over to the other side for a moment.
It never stops being terrifying.
Cyphered, you are pulling ash-filled air into your lungs. Wait, you're not in the same place that you were. Where are you? Is this is somewhere new? Ava's there. She's trying to say something. Wait, what happened just a moment ago? You blew the horn. With the horns in your hands. You see Shalati's there in front of you. She puts her fingers to your lips and shh, shh, shh. Wait, why is she a child? Quiet.
That's concerning. Is
Wait. There's something in her eyes that's not Shalati. It's Ishtalan. That's Shalati's sister. But she's been missing for 8 years. There's more now.
Cyphered with Ava in tow, instinctively crouches down and is looking around, and with Shalati's sister will try to maneuver them to a hiding place. Cyphered isn't sure why, but she's afraid. Does Ava still seem dazed?
Ava, something happened. Wait, there was something terrible. You can feel ice in your veins. You can't remember what happened. Wait, where are you now? You're with Cyphered? You can speak again.
I can speak. Okay. Yeah, she sort of opens her mouth almost as if to speak, but then seeing Shalati's sister, like, no actual words come out. Her lips just kind of move around as she's sort of being pulled by Cyphered and still trying to figure out. She seems like her. It's very obvious that the confusion is just writ large across her entire face. Yeah, and she just, whatever Cyphered is pulling her towards, or whoever, she's probably just following.
It seems like whatever, there was something bad. It's gone. But it's still out there.
Cyphered pulls with her hand that's not holding on to, like, clutching Ava. She rehooks the horn on her belt, and pulls out a small twig of mistletoe, and is surprised to see that it's already singed and smoking. But she quietly wafts it around them, casting Pass Without Trace on the three of them.
Nice. So it's almost as though you sink deeper into the shadows. Are those shadows? Close enough.
Are they? I can't. Are they running? Or are they in place? Are they hiding in some place? Right?
Wait, you were running. You're hiding now.
Is Shalati's sister leading us anywhere?
You guys have moved into a stationary hiding place, so she's crouched down. She's the look on her face as though she's listening.
Ava starts to, like, whisper, speak, and it comes out, and it's just the softest, almost like almost as if words aren't even being spoken. Her eyes are sort of fixed on Shalati's sister, who she still can't believe it quite is there, and is super confused. But before she's speaking, she's starting to stammer over the words and looking to see if Shalati's sister tries to stop her. Assuming she doesn't, she's like, what is, I don't, this is a dream?
Where are we?
She's quiet for a moment more, as though she's waiting for it to find you, or to be gone. She whispers quietly. He calls it the Angel of Doors. I think it left. We're in the place in between. Are you dead too?
What? No. No, we're not dead, right? We're not dead.
I don't think so. I've never been dead before. How would I know?
We were. Oh my. There was a thing, and it was. Are we. I think we might. It might have crushed us. We might. Are we dead? We can't be dead.
No, I leapt out to shove you out of the way. We careened into each other, and we woke up here. We'll find a way back. She turns to Shalai's sister. Do you know a way out of here?
Tala seems to slowly relax. She looks at each of you. It's funny thinking back. She was almost the more adventurous one. That was so long ago. She was the stronger one, but that was like a whole lifetime ago now. She looks at each of you and she reaches out and Seyfried, she touches your face and says, "You're like grown up. How long has it been?"
Seyfried, sadness sweeps across her face. It's been years. It's been years. We're 18. We're
She counts quickly on her fingers and her shoulders sag a little bit.
Ava starts pacing back and forth in that little space that they're doing. She seems to be growing a little bit more agitated as she sort of looks around.
Seyfried grabs Ava's hand again. Something's wrong here. We can't let go. Something's wrong. Please, can you help us? I don't think we're supposed to be here.
What? She kind of hesitates and she says, "There was nobody there. In the place everyone was supposed to be, there was nobody there but me. And then someone found me. And everything's wrong, but he told me to wait."
Who found you?
A grown up. He's mean, but he's really smart.
Oh my god. Thanks. What's his name?
So, again?
What's his name?
Yeah.
Silas. Why do you have the look on your face?
I don't know. Seyfried shivers. Do you think he can help us? Can you take us to him?
He told me to wait. I don't know when he's coming back.
He just shows up unannounced at random.
No. He said he was going somewhere dangerous. He told me to wait.
I don't want to wait. I want to go back. I want to go back right now. How can we go back?
Does anything about our surroundings look familiar in the sense of when we were traversing the woodland originally.
Yeah, the landscape is almost identical, so rocks are like in the same place.
Right. Can Cypher tell where she is, like relative to where the battle was?
Well, just based upon like the pillars of light that are going up into the sky, you're in generally the same area. Maybe you've gone a few 100 feet.
Okay. I mean, this looks familiar. Let's go back to where we were beforehand. Doesn't this seem? Yeah, I think, I mean, like this ledge over here, these like two rocks, and she'll kind of in a creeping way try to work them back to where they started.
Oh, all right. I think this makes sense. I know this is not. As they start moving, the adrenaline sort of pumping through her veins, and the fear seeming to take over. And as they begin to start moving in sort of a direction, Ava picks up pace and then just starts running towards the direction of whichever direction they were headed in, towards maybe the portal. And it's clear that she's started to panic, and she's just in a dead sprint headed back that direction.
Okay. Yeah. As Ava, as you start to sprint away, Tala kind of freaks out and she can't reach you, but she reaches out and grabs onto Cypher's wrist and holds on. No.
Cypher will try to grab Ava as she's slipping away.
I think for convenience sake of Ava having to go, that you miss her.
Oh god. Oh no.
Die for convenience.
Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah, that's the way this character's gotta go. It's
my
just,
god.
I gotta go, timing wise, it's just gotta sacrifice this character.
Hang on.
This attendance policy is so harsh.
No, if that works out, Chris, then that's great, but I wasn't doing it for that reason. I just genuinely think that the character would become overwhelmed, and having been in so circumstance when things start going, that idea of being compelled and an instinct to try to flee from something, even if it doesn't make sense, I think fits with what's happening.
Okay, well, I'm not saying that you would instantly die. I'm just...
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so Tala, you reach out for Ava. Ava goes sprinting kind of into the cloudy ash, and she's holding on to you just long enough to delay you in this really convenient way.
Okay. Whatever makes sense. I apologize to have to dip out so soon, but I do have to jump off, and that's not where I want to leave, because now I'm gonna think about this shit for like an entire week.
Good
That was
God.
your choice. That was free will.
That was. It's not. I just genuinely like. It was not. It's not a strategic choice. That's not what I think is a good choice.
I'm not saying that you're killing yourself.
Okay. Well, let's hope. All right.
Have
well,
a good weekend, Patrick.
Yeah, I'll enjoy it. You guys tell me if you
Maybe
find it.
think about your character concepts.
Oh, don't say that. Why'd you say that?
You guys keep
Alright.
forgetting we know a guy who knows a necromancer.
That's not an option for this character, unfortunately. All right.
I don't think a dead Ava has a choice.
You do. Everyone has a choice.
No, root
can't
to
bring
the test. It's not a choice.
Well, sorry. Mechanically, it's supposed to be you can only bring back spirits that are willing. But Chris might be more coercive in his resurrection spell. kicking and screaming back from the graves. All right. All right. Yeah. Have a good night. Oh, fuck. This sucks.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Have
Bye,
a great
buddy.
one.
Have fun with your family. That's lame.
Hi.
Bye. Get out of here.
I was gonna do something a lot easier. Okay, but yeah. So yeah, sprinting off into the ash until it holds on you long enough that it just delays you. It kind of vanishes into the ashy downpour. No.
I can't just leave her. I need to find her.
Till his eyes are wide. No, from here, come back.
Come with me. We need to find her.
See, there's conflict that goes through her face. There's clear, genuine fear. There's courage there, but she knows what's out there. Why did she do that?
She's just scared. Come on. We'll be careful.
Okay, we have to be quiet. We have to be really quiet.
And Ava is still benefiting from Pass Without Trace too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though she's Seyfried will hold Tal's hand and they'll sort of like creeping along like boulders and ridges and stuff, try to work their way back to where we started in the battlefield.
Yeah. So you begin to slowly creep your way back that way, and moving slowly, it'll take a little while, but you are making progress on the way there. Back on the other side.
Shalate feels that strange gooey-ness that was on the other side of the portal and the chill fade away. And then she hesitates, but hearing the sound of the other Arnokuses stomping up behind, and she whips around and sees Peach standing there basically alone against these three, even though one ends up getting taken down, and Hassan sets their shoulders and begins to charge forward, drawing the glaive from the harness on their back. And she will probably actually so she's going to move there and will take a swing at the Arnokus with the glaive. Let's see, 22 for 15 slashing.
I'll definitely hit. Please tell me a story.
She comes in so fast with the glaive leveled up behind her that she essentially just runs by, the blade slicing through the neck of the Arnokus, and she does not even slow down as she continues onward. I think that was it. I might be one more closer, but I'll measure again and then can move on.
Another Arnokus is dead in the snow. Looks like the tide's turning in your favor. Salinger.
Okay. Salinger will look at Kabeth, having blazed past her and saved Dirge, gives her a little nod. The little blue orb, little marble that's been kind of floating next to him since they started on this trek through the woods, he's going to look towards it, and then he's going to say, Stig. and it's going to emanate the daylight spell so I can see what the hell is going on in this ridge and see what they're hiding and what they're protecting. So a blast, like a wave of light in a 60-foot radius, comes out of this thing like a ring, illuminating this area from the top of this cliff.
Alright, I'm gonna put a light source on you. Oh gosh, wait. Oh, it's weird. Why is that like that? Does that look weird to you guys?
Yeah, and that's kind of what we saw last time.
I know, that's weird. It had like a color tint on it. Can you see now?
Yeah, 60-foot ring.
Okay, yeah, looking down over the edge of the cliff. Is that, yeah, not really in the ship. You see a juvenile Aranakis that seems to be guarding what you're now overlooking as what must be the lair of the creature. You see eggshells, you see bones, they've been feeding here. You see one large egg that hasn't hatched yet. The greatest
Not, I'm not gonna pull the Jawas from the Mandalorian right now. So he'll squint at it, and bonus action, air pressure will build around him again. Then he'll just lie down 30 feet towards that juvenile, and with a little uppercut swing of the staff, is gonna swing it like a golf club at him.
Are you leaping down to the pit, or are you going to the one that Kabath is fighting?
Down to the pit, if it's not more than like 15, 20 feet down.
Yeah, that's about exactly that.
Okay. Then I'm not going to forget to use Poppy this round.
Ah. Poppy's been squawking on top of that rock.
Yeah, very threateningly. It's been a huge help to everyone.
Six will definitely hit. 12 bludgeoning. Tell me a story. That's one blow.
So, air pressure builds around him. He kind of lies down, lands right next to this thing, falling down to one knee. The staff slinks along through the side of the snow, goes and catches underneath the stomach of that little Aranakis, catches right through the midsection, and the little thing just goes flying off into the distance. Snow settles around him, and he looks at this giant egg.
Yes. I didn't find the appropriate icon for it yet, but yes, you see covered over near the center of the lair, amongst all the bones, remains, there is a little egg, larger than a lot of the other sets of eggshells. It's probably you up to like your thighs. Egg itself is already as big as Poppy.
Eats it immediately. Yeah, got it. Cool. All right, Poppy, before I forget. Jumps off where she's been squawking. 15, 20, 30. Comes running past Peach. And makes it far enough to stand on this other one and squawk some more. Alright, that's it for me.
He's so little compared to the other ones.
Do not
Is he
judge her
about
by her size.
egg-sized? She about egg-sized?
It's just an egg. Araya, you see yeah, Zephyrus hovering there next to you.
I'm trying to see where my doodad is, and I don't see me. Oh, thank you. I'm like, that's where we pinged that the portal was.
Yeah, I think so.
Ish. Oh, that's where Shalati was standing. I just did it because that's where she also dropped her weapons to lift the caber toss the dino.
Okay.
Yeah, I can recall them.
Can I see the Arnakis that Kabeth is fighting right now? I know it's like a cliff, but I'm like,
It has 3/4 cover from you at that elevation.
nah. That's like bonuses to defense or something. Just gonna turn to whisper to Zephyr. I can't do this without Esmond's permission. I can't even like suggest it.
You could shout and Esmond could use a reaction to respond.
I don't think he's here. Is not here.
Is
Yeah. Kevin
he's
is
not here.
AFK. Alright. Well, to Zephyrus, she'll be like, get permission from Esmond and see if you can go through the portal. I think that's where our friends are, and I think that if they only knew how to get out, but Esmond will know how to hold the portal open or sustain it or make it bigger, something, anything. And standing up, she casts Guiding Bolt at the at the bloodied Arnakis that is just near, yes, that one, near, yes.
Alright, make your attack.
Casey uses reaction to say, aim at the stronger of the two.
Okay, I aim at the stronger of the two. But
If that's a thing I can do.
technically,
reaction
it's wiser to fuck up the thing that is bloodied so that less things are attacking it. But she will. She'll choose the non-bloodied one.
22 will hit.
Yes.
12 points of radiant damage.
It's just like a shimmering, sparkling, like over Shalati's shoulder into the. Ooh.
Yeah. Blood splatters out across the snow, and there's a glow that surrounds this one. The next attack against it will be advantaged, and it is now bloodied. Before the end of your turn, Zephyrus sees the bolt fly out and hit the creature. Zephyrus looks down at the little portal, looks at you, looks at the portal. Slowly starts to drift closer to you, Araya.
No, you need to ask Esmond. It's important.
Drifts even closer.
She squints her eyes.
He looks disappointed. Back somewhere. Dirge Podhammer kicks the juvenile Ornakus that Kabeth is fighting with and uses the disengage action to dwarf roll backwards up to his feet. Snatches his Podhammer up off the ground. For him. Casey.
Casey sees Shalati run down basically through that Aranakis. And it falls a moment after she passes as she squares up to the other two in front of her. Turns to Araya, says something quickly, and then kicks off of the log with a grin on his face. Bonus action dashes right up next to Araya. And when he slides in there, he's not breathing heavily anymore. He's standing up as straight as ever, using 2 conflagration points to regain a level 1 spell slot. He holds his hands up, and again the flames erupt from all of his fingers, spreading out, engulfing the 2 Arnaki in front of them. And as this is happening, flames are glistening in his eyes, and he looks over at Shalati and smiles. It's a D13 dex save.
Dexterity saving throw. It's for 2 of them.
Yep.
Top down, left, right. Natural 20. One of them just rolls through the snow, completely
Can
enveloping
I-
the flame. Oh,
Can I use my inspiration against that 20?
yes. You can.
Is that a thing that's possible?
Yep. We can re-roll it. This is for the natural 20. Oh, that's a 9 for a failure.
So if you fail, take 9 fire damage. If you succeed, take half of that. So 4 fire damage. Plus bloodied. 2 bloodied.
Please tell me 2 stories.
Casey is standing there, bare feet in the grass, no snow around in this whole area. His shirt is open, his hair's flowing back, bright and flowing in the wind as his hands come up. And the heat from this is just immeasurable. Like you're standing right inside of a fire, but doesn't burn him or Shalati. It flows out, engulfing these 2 birds as they just disappear into the flames, essentially. The snow melts around him with a sizzle. And he looks over at Shalati with a glimmer in his eye. And a slight grin. As he looks back to the other 2, the grin fades and seriousness returns as the flames dissipate and the 2 burnt husks of birds are left there in front of him. And he stands up straight. Now we're cooking. And looks up to see Sal ahead of him. And starts to kick forward to run towards Salinger. And as he does so, he just does one last glance over at Shalati. That's my turn.
The verdict takes a movement and a dash action to move 40 feet. Comes jogging. Peach Pine.
She's going to go ahead and use her movement and her cunning action to again catch up with Sal. When she reaches him, though, she's going to... she's going to kind of look at him and go, "What are we going to do with this thing?" Gesturing at the giant egg. "We should crush it, you know. We ain't going to get another poppy out of that thing. It's going to hatch and eat us." And that'll end her turn. Oh, can I have her take her sling out? I think I used all my movement, though.
Yeah, that's fine. You get over there, you take sling all the way.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Juvenile Aranakis bloodied, maybe an arm already broken, leaps at Kabath. Does a 13 hit your armor class, Kabath?
No.
His teeth scrape against your armor uselessly. Is Esmond back yet?
Kabeth just raises one eyebrow at it.
Esmond is back.
Esmond, it's your turn. Araya's trying to get your attention, it looks like.
Okay, before I do anything, did anyone yell about about our two friends disappearing?
Araya has been like, Esmond, there's a portal. Our friends are gone. And I think Zephyrus can fit. He's just small enough. It's
You quickly do the mental calculations. Zephyrus is in fact small enough.
I am going to, because I think that's more than 35 feet. I'm going to movement and action to get near the portal and telepathically communicate to Zephyrus to head and do some reconnaissance and report back to me ASAP.
Alright.
And that'll be my turn.
I could have sworn I had like a cool effect. One second. No, there we go. It's not quite that big.
Oh, what's that what's that purple thing that I'm standing next to?
That's where Shalate left her equipment.
Thank you. Okay, so the portal is this up. Got it. Okay, I'm here. I'm ready.
Yeah. Zephyrus hesitates and then flies through the coin-sized portal, tucks his wings in, goes through. Beth.
Take another swing at that thing. I'm gonna assume I hit it.
24 definitely hits. So that's 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Please tell me stories you killed the last enemy on the board.
Beth swings her hammer back one more time. She's like, "This'll teach you to mess with me and my friends!" And she swings the hammer and knocks it down to the ground. And it kind of shakes and sputters for a second, and then it touches one last time and stops moving. She's like, okay. Anyone else? She's like looking around.
Your breath frosts in the air and curls upward. Looking around. Looks like all the enemies are dead. You've won. Where are your friends?
Are they in the snow? Did you find them?
I'd like to think that Casey's pun just pushed Charlotte out of her rage in sheer disgust.
Verdict, Vithedrian clunks up through the snow. Dirge Pothammer looks around, wild-eyed. Looks at Kabeth. Gives a slow nod. Respect. It looks as though the enemies are dead before Salinger is a large, uncracked, untouched egg amongst all the bone, broken eggshell.
Peach has a stone in her sling. She's not firing it, but she's armed.
Zephyrus is vanished into the portal.
While Zephyrus is in there, Esmond immediately starts observing and trying to study this thing, if it matches the other portals that we've come across.
Yeah. So you begin studying it. What's everyone else doing as Esmond begins that?
While Ez is doing that, Sal would put a hand onto the egg and just lean his ear against it.
It's warm.
She's gonna lay a hand on Esmond, casting guidance. Please, you have to know how to bring them back.
Okay. Yeah. Helping him out.
I'm doing a patrol around the perimeter to make sure there's nothing else hiding.
Sounds good.
Peach is standing a few steps back from Sal, and she'll say, "Don't get attached. We are going to destroy this thing. There's no way it stays here and grows up here in Lux."
Sandra, you can hear ear to it. You hear a little heartbeat inside.
Peach Pine, it has a heartbeat.
So did the ones that try to eat us. Every one of them was alive. I mean, you certainly took out plenty of the grown ones.
It's lost here and alone. Through no fault of its own.
It's gigantic. It's as big as Poppy, and it's a baby. It's an unhatched egg. That ain't even a chick yet. It's gonna be a chick the size of Poppy. When it's full grown, it's gonna be as big as the thing that landed on our friends. This is not funny. We cannot keep this.
Sal stands up to his full height, fixing his posture. Turns around. And leans close towards Peach. You trying to say just because something's gigantic, it's automatically dangerous to me?
That's not what I'm saying, but you can't act like you didn't get real hurt in that fight. You were jumping to and fro, Oronaka to Oronaka, and flying through the air and being real heroic, but you also got real bloody. And you could have died, and I'd take down 10, 11, 12 of these things if it means saving you, Salinger Moral, and you were putting yourself at risk too much.
While the two of them are having that conversation, we'll come back to it. Casey, what are you doing?
Yeah, Casey is started to sprint forward, and then saw Sal and Peach start to get into it, and kind of stopped short, looked around. No other enemies in sight. So he turns back to Shalati and... Did you see that?
What?
What do you mean, what? Did you... The fire? Out of...
Did you not expect that to happen?
Well, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's what I was trying to do, but no, it hadn't really happened like that before.
Was very effective. She seems kind of distracted at this, though. She's glancing back and forth between the egg and the arguing Salinger and Peach, and then at the rip where Esmond is sitting and Araya and Vithedrin are gathering around. She takes a moment and notes the protective stance of Salinger. I almost said Warbler, of Salinger, and and calls out to Peach. If I come back and find that egg is cracked, I am going to be... I understand your argument, but I think there is more to be said. The moment we kill it, that's it.
Peach would
There's
holler.
no coming back from that.
Peach would holler back to Shalati. I know. I'm just trying to get Sal to think about himself for once in his goddamn life. That this is a dangerous thing. You should take it serious. I'm not gonna kill it, though.
They'll take care of this, of yourself, with this very dangerous thing. And then she is going to turn around and walk toward the tear. And she doesn't interrupt, but she is just going to watch what Esmond is doing intently.
Yeah, once she starts moving that direction, Casey will be a step behind, but move swiftly to catch up. And when he does this, he says, "You move that bird."
Kind of looks on her shoulder, sees the weapon that she had dropped, and goes to pick up this short sword and the shield, attaches them back to her belt, and nods. It wasn't very effective until Kibeth had an idea of how to move it, though, but between the two of us, she looks over and checks on Kibeth, make sure that she's still all right. Just kind of spends a moment looking a little bit meerkat-like. Like, she's standing very tall and looking around, just alert, making sure there's nothing else coming before she gets back.
Yeah, you spot Kibeth patrolling sort of at the edge of the light.
And she's going to say to Asmus, when I reached in, for a moment, I felt like there was something sort of thick on the other side, but it wasn't actually a thing. My hand did not come away with any sort of wet or anything. And then I felt cold, but I don't know if that had anything to do with anything.
Esmond, just as she says that, you can hear Shalati talking to you. You can hear Salinger and Peach arguing, but it's almost as though you're sinking. You're walking backwards through a tunnel. Their voices are getting farther away. You feel your heart beginning to beat faster. You feel your stomach drop a bit. Sweat begins to build in your palms. This is like when there's fire. This is like when there's cold. But there's coals, but there's nothing here. Why are you feeling this? Please make a DC 20 charisma saving throw for Zephyrus.
For Zephyrus, okay. Let's fucking go.
That's a 17.
Does Zephyrus benefit from guidance or anything?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I did.
The guidance is helping Esmond examine.
Yeah. And I didn't
How,
cast.
how does a bird have -2? They're very cute.
Talk to the DM about it.
He is real cute.
DM, I'm gonna go ahead and burn. I'm gonna go ahead and burn my inspiration.
Okay. Okay. Give it a roll. One note before you roll. Don't roll yet. You can only do one inspiration or destiny point. Just as a note.
But isn't it mathematically impossible to get a 20 for Zeph?
Natural 20 I would allow to succeed. Yeah, I like to do 1s and 20s for skill checks and stuff. I like the swinginess of it.
Okay.
No, I mean, the only way it's gonna happen is with a natural 20. So fuck it. Why not? Yeah, I'm gonna burn my inspiration for it. It feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Much worse.
You feel your heart beating faster and faster and faster. You try to draw in a breath. You can barely breathe. And then, just like that, your connection to Zephyrus is gone, and your feelings start to return to normal.
Casey says, "Did Doc and Cypher go through there? Do we need to make it bigger?" He snaps twice. No fire. And then he starts to look in his cloak for a moment.
You have no oil left.
He says, I think I misplaced the lighter.
Happens to everybody sometimes, Casey.
Yeah, he moves over to Ez a little bit. Did I leave the lighter in your shop? Has anyone seen my lighter?
Unresponsive. Esmond actually, in this moment, looks more pale than you generally see him.
What is it? Es?
Zephyrus is gone. I've lost my connection to him. There's something on the other side of this portal. We have to get into it. We got to find Ava and Seyfried now. And he's going to step away 5-10 feet. He's going to hold out his wand and he's going to shoot a firebolt.
Just before you shoot it, you pull out the wand, you get ready, you start to cast the spell. You haven't cast it yet. There's a flicker from the portal, and it evaporates.
And what happened?
And the portal's gone.
Charlotte lunges after into the empty space where it was, fingers reaching out again for nothing.
Is there a sense at all of the magic of the portal or the terror still being there, or is it gone?
What would you do to sense that?
Well, I don't have detect magic available currently, but I don't know. I was just thinking, like, I don't know. I am working under the assumption that when you get closer to the portal, it produces some kind of vibration, or there's like a diffusion in the air, or something that like as you approach it, it feels different in the space immediately surrounding it compared to everything else. So I'm wondering if there's that kind of sense still around or not.
Thinking back to the way things felt when you were near the other portal, you don't feel that now.
Esmond just drops to his knees.
Casey walks over and puts a hand on his shoulder. It's warmer than usual. He says, "We'll open it back up."
There's nothing to open. It's it's gone. There's nothing here anymore.
Back on the other side. Tala squeezes your hand, Seyfried, as you creep closer. You're still not quite there yet, hidden behind some rocks. You see that glowing light, the one that just at the sight of it makes your stomach tighten. It moves away through the trees, fades in the distance. It's gone. Tala. Okay. It's gone.
Seyfried will pull Tala with her, like sweeping through the ash, trying to find the spot where they started and keeping an eye out for Ava.
You get back, you go around the rock. Wait, this is it. This was the spot. You can see your footprints in the ash, but the apparitions, the images, the shadows of your friends they're gone. The tear is gone.
Seifrid hesitates for a moment and squeezes Tall's hand. She looks around. She looks around for Ava, anywhere between the trees, anywhere, any sign, maybe a direction she may have run off.
No survival. Ooh, 17 survival. Looking amongst all the footprints in the ash. Wait, those are yours. You were there. You guys were in that. Wait. What are those? You see another set of footprints. They started to approach this place. They seemed to suddenly stop. They ran kind of a perpendicular direction at a full sprint, judging by the gate between them.
This must be hers. Come on, this way.
Yeah, Tall's gonna squeeze your hand from behind. Wait. The door that was here. It's different from the other ones. What? What was it?
It was... I don't know.
I think that's why the angel came. Sometimes it makes them, and sometimes it makes them go away. But this one was different.
It didn't make this one?
I don't think so. It wasn't here.
I'm not sure. I need to find Ava.
Okay. Either way. Yeah, you follow the tracks through the ash. You find a rock. They stop there for a moment. Then they run again. Cluster of trees. And there she is. You see Ava's just crouched there with her back to a tree, arms wrapped around her middle. She's shaking.
Ava! Seifrid, pulling Tall along with her, swiftly approaches.
Ava's eyes are wide, skin sweaty. She's terrified, absolute horror.
Seifrid puts a reassuring hand on her shoulder. Ava, it's okay. It's going to be okay. And she'll cast heroism.
Yeah, I won't make you roll anything. And what's it look like as you do that?
It looks like I accidentally left roll 20.
Oh, everyone dies.
It doesn't look like much, just a very gentle, almost imperceptible glow, like the glow of friendship.
Good. You see Ava's breathing begins to calm down. There's still her eyes that were dilated. Sort of, she takes a full breath. Seems a little tension out of her body. And she's still kind of in a state of shock, but you can see the panic, the immediate terror drains out of her. Her eyes kind of flicker to you, and she squeezes the hand that you have on her shoulder. She looks like she wants to talk, but she's still kind of in shock.
I think we need to find some help.
She nods. Tala looks at each of you, and she looks around and she says, I don't know when he'll be back. Maybe we could wait. I haven't been waiting long. I think it's just been a day.
Let's find somewhere to hide out and rest. I think we could use that at least.
Tala starts to look around and looks like she's kind of looking for a place to hide, and I think Avo will kind of squeezes your hand a little bit, very quietly says, it hasn't been a day.
Seifrid gently nods, but says nothing else about it.
Back on the other side. You get the same music.
Doesn't matter if there's nothing there. There's nothing there before the portal was opened. We'll open another.
Esmond's eyes narrow when he looks up at you. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it.
What about the other portal? Maybe,
Was it desert? Was it the same as the one in the temple?
this one was too small to see anything.
Did anyone see what happened before they disappeared? What precisely led up to the moment where they disappeared? Or what led up to the moment of them being here and then them being gone? What happened precisely?
A giant bird fell on them.
Yeah. Anything could have.
Okay, fine. That's what happened then. We can work with that. Esmond is going to take his wand and he's going to stick it in the ground directly underneath where the portal had appeared, so as to not lose where it was. And he's going to go over to the giant Arnakis and begin looking over it to see if there are any markings or any strange physical traits that could potentially house any kind of magical effects or something.
Dottie has been staring at the place where the portal was since it's been gone. As if by sheer willpower alone she could just rip it back open with her stare. But she also says quietly, do you think maybe either Seifrid or Ava knew something, or maybe it was panicked and made them do something like this? It was sort of purple, which the other one in the woods. That was not the same color, I think.
Esmond yells or raises his voice up from the other side of the Great Arnakis. It's entirely possible. People can manifest powers randomly at any time. It's not common, but it's not an uncommon thing to happen. But we can't rely on that. They're not here now. They can't replicate what they did before that portal opened. We have to do what we can from this end. Shalati, I could use your help over here. Maybe there's something on this creature that could have created that tear in the first place. I would like you to come and help me look this thing over.
She stares at the spot where it was for a moment longer, and then, as if tearing herself away, just moves over to where Esmond is.
I mean, Cypher did something similar to Sal right before they went through the portal. I think I remember that.
You went through a portal?
Yes, Cypher had coming off at the top of him right before he fell. She burst into this mist, and I saw Sal do that as well later, up to the top of the hill there, but he didn't go through a portal or anything. Maybe that's connected. Maybe that has something to do with it.
Salinger!
He'll be mid-muttering. You're not going to break it. You're not going to destroy it. It is a precious artifact from another place and possibly another time, and we are Luxian citizens, and we are nothing if not accepting and understanding of things to try and incorporate them into a greater whole. We're not going backwards, even if the world's falling apart. We're going, what?
It ain't it. I'm not trying to kill it, Salinger. I'm not. Slotty needs you. And I'll come along with, and I'll even put this thing away. And she'll kind of wrap her sling and tuck it into her pocket.
Kibeth comes running from around her, like she did her like little perimeter loop. She comes running up and leaving. She looks at the egg. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna smash it."
No, we can't
No.
smash it. Salinger made another pet.
What? Are you sure? I mean, it's still in there. It could come out and then immediately just like jump up and eat your face. What? Wait, is it like significantly bigger than the other like baby ones we saw?
It's, the egg itself is like slightly bigger than Poppy.
Wait, it seems, is it too big? What if it's something else? What if it's something worse?
That's what I was trying to say, that it's the Great Oranakus thing. But we gotta leave it here.
Wait, why?
We will save
because
this
Sal
debate
said
for
so.
after we figure out what's
Salinger!
going on over there.
I'll guard
Let's
it.
go help Shalati. No,
you
you,
go.
not you,
Okay.
not you.
I'll guard it.
I'll guard
Come
it.
with us.
We could
Neither
put
of
it
you.
in the pouch.
Sal is
Poppy
Ooh,
he
can we put it in a pouch?
Poppy kind of sees your posture, and Poppy runs over to the egg and sniffs it, and then kind of like perks up and starts looking around.
She's got it. All right, he's walking towards. He's actually trying to pull those two by their sleeve as he's walking towards Shalati.
I resist this. I'm going to stay.
Not like rudely, but he's trying.
Peach is
And
walking
if you're
along nicely, and the only pulling that is happening is because Salinger's stride is longer than hers, so she's getting lifted off her feet every few steps.
I'm resisting.
Yeah, your armor's heavy enough that you just kind of slip off and go, fine, just don't break it, and then he'll join the rest of you.
I'm just gonna watch it.
Esmond saw that thing that you did where you popped out, you turned into mist. Maybe Cypher did the same thing. He thought maybe there was some relation to Cypher and Ava being gone, and that portal appearing after the that tell them.
You think somehow the magic that she used and I used interacted with this big old thing and knocked her somewhere else, opened a portal up? That's a guess?
Do you get to choose, like, when you teleport?
I think of where I'm going, I think of where I am, and then pop.
Could you think of a portal and make one open?
Sounds like a stretch. Generally, I need to see where I'm going.
Let's. Okay, we're running out of time here. If you need to, can you do that again?
Once.
Okay, so you can do it once more today, you think?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, then we have one chance at this, so we're not doing anything until we've considered every factor before we try and create a tear in space and time on purpose. So give me some time. Give me and Shalati some time. Anyone else can come and help as well. We're trying to see if there's anything on this giant creature that could potentially cause the tear in the first place.
Well, it was floating down.
Why do I get the distinct impression y'all are intended to drop a dinosaur on me? I'm not saying no. I just want to be clear.
We have to trust the scientific process if that's what Ez thinks is going to help. I'll heal on standby, but this is very important, Sal.
It takes a moment for Shalati to realize what Salinger is implying. She's been watching this with a blank look, and then her eyes sort of crease upward for a moment, and she says, maybe I can be the Ava in this situation then. Two people.
Wait. Did anyone check the underside of the bird?
Well, we're gonna check every inch of it.
Shalati immediately looks towards where they probably would have been crushed against. I don't know if that's the side that's up in the air now, or if it's still underneath, toward the ground.
That's the side that you rolled over, and you check amongst the feathers, and you don't see Ava and Seyfried squished there.
But you do find a button that says portal opening switch.
Examining the body of the Great Ornakis, it's scarred, and ends of the claws are a bit gnarled, and it's clearly seen battle and seen long days, and at last it is still. But you don't see anything about it that seems not magical in nature in a way that you would understand or expect.
Casey looks up from the feathers and says, I mean, if this bird could open the portal, then surely we can. Come now.
I mean, do we even know that the thing needs to be open? Wouldn't it just... I mean, what if it was just bigger and then something went through it? I mean, what if it's a one-way ticket?
Kabeth, as you're guarding the egg, looking around, you look at some of the scratches on your armor, and you look down at what looks like the remains of one of the Ornakis, and you realize, you think back to the shed, and you realize, man, these Ornakis teeth, these claws, these make really good crafting materials.
A light bulb lights up over her head. Just like, huh. She will drag over some of the nearest corpse. She had already rolled a boulder over to sit on, like a reasonably large boulder to sit near the egg, and then she starts dragging over one by one Aranaka's corpses, and she pulls a little tool out of her belt. She's like, and gets to work.
I think Shalate had actually given you, at some point, the 2 claw tips that she had sawed from Poppy. So you had these like 2-inch baby Oranakas claws.
I, the player,
It
don't
never-
remember that, but I'll take your
It never happened on screen. It was just something that I did in the discussion.
You didn't put it in the item change log, then
It's in the item change log.
It is in the item change log.
Well, then I just forgot. Well, that's cool. Yeah, we can make things. I have the power.
Yeah, it's like Beth, so they're gathering stuff. What you got? Come back to that conversation.
But I also am keeping one eye on that egg. I am not getting distracted, Chris. I know what you're trying to do.
Good, clever.
She looks at Esmond then, and after they've checked it over her for whatever other things, and for presumably the magical side of things, and she says, "I don't see anything, but I don't know. I can start butchering it now, but that's about the best I can do."
Yeah. I don't know. I was hoping that maybe these things were the cause of the portals, but there's nothing immediately observably obvious that would indicate that they are the ones that that can create these tears. They really do truly seem to be natural, unnatural, just manifestations, just rips in reality.
As they're having that conversation, back on the other side. Cypher. You were looking for a place to rest, right?
Yeah.
You found a good formation of rocks, one of them slanted, and that shelters you from the ash, which isn't burning or cold, but just there's something about it that's unpleasant. Taking a moment to get yourself, you maybe notice better the sky. It's like being on the inside of one of those globes that you shake, but someone smashed it on a rock and the sky is fractured 1,000 pieces. There's something different about the sky, like you can see into the sky forever. Like it's so clear, but also wrong, and catch something out of the corner of your eye, a bit of movement, just at the edge, something creeping up on you.
Seyfried turns to it, alert.
Ears pop up, and Casey, please describe what Mose looks like.
In the darkness, you see a little movement in the shadow. It moves out from the confines of the shadow just a little bit and ducks back in. And swiftly moves up closer to you. Stops just short, and when it stops, it disappears entirely into the shadow. Nothing there. And then one eye opens. A deep, dark red. Almost not visible, but definitely there in the shadow. And then the other eye opens to match. And then teeth follow. And it blinks twice. And then disappears.
Just a moment later, so the eyes, one after another, open again, but they're a little farther away. Smile appears.
Um,
Eyes close, mouth vanishes, and then they appear again, but a little farther away. They're watching you. One eye blinks, then the other. It's almost like they're waiting. Tala says, what are you looking at?
can you see that? Right over there,
She looks
in the
over.
shadow.
She looks over and squints. See it? What is that? I haven't seen that before.
Does it does it feel threatening?
It's a little weird, but doesn't seem to want to hurt you. At least not yet. Tala kind of pulls a little splinter of wood off her belt. You realize is a piece of a broken ship oar. And holds it in front of herself protectively.
Seyfried keeps a wary eye on it, and kind of glances over at Ava.
Yeah, Ava's just kind of staring off at nothing. She's still in a state of shock. See the eyes close, smile vanishes. They appear again, a little farther away.
Ava, Seyfried will gently tap her shoulder. I know we just settled in, but I kind of want to follow this thing, just in case. I mean, what else do we have to do?
Ava half blinks and says, yeah, okay. Gets up to follow you. Back on the other side. everyone please make a perception check. Not Kabetha.
I did cast guidance on Esmond, so hopefully that does it.
Guidance does work on this, so Esmond, you get advantage on this.
I thought guidance was just a D4.
Or, sorry, the D4, yeah.
All right, well, I have a total 16.
Well, I don't want it to be Casey. Let's say it's Salinger. As you guys stand around where the tear was just a moment ago, your last chance to find your friends, now gone. The lantern that was carried nearby flickers gently and carves long shadows across the snowy landscape, and the light flares out from Salinger. And as people consider what to do, Salinger, you notice something. All the long shadows spreading out from each of you. Casey's is facing the wrong direction.
Sal will notice that, look around casually, then quickly turn his head back to it, lean in, and then stare directly at Casey.
It's still facing the wrong direction.
He'll make sure Casey catches his eye contact, and then stare at Casey's shadow, and then stare at Casey again.
Did you figure it out? Do you know how to open the portal?
Casey, why is your shadow backwards?
What are you talking about? He looks around at all the other people's shadow and back at his.
It is kind of rude of them to point it out, but
Mose, you're on the wrong side. Casey says and closes his eyes.
normally Mose might go to the other side. But this time he doesn't. And as others begin to take notice of what's going on here, I'd like everyone to make a survival check. Or investigation. That's one.
Did I do this considering I got a natural 1 on my perception?
Yes, you've been made aware of it by the conversation.
And do I need to roll?
Yes, you overheard the conversation, so you can, if you'd like to.
Survival?
Or investigation, your choice.
Some big skill bonuses over there.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, I'm just reminded that Peach does not have intelligence, so.
Or wisdom.
I'm wiser than I am smart.
Alright, well, it's definitely Asmund. You make the realization first. Others might as well. Casey's shadow is pointing toward the other portal. Directly at it.
The portal where we initially observed the Arnakis. Esmond is going to rush over to you, and just like kneel down and look at how your shadow is not pointing with everybody else, and just kind of follow it in the distance. Stand back up and slap you on the shoulder. Maybe we don't have to open another portal. Maybe the portals actually are connected. Let's go to where they came out from before. And Esmond's actually going to run back, grab his wand, and start heading off in the direction of the other portal.
Casey looks down at his shadow and towards the direction Esmond just went and grins and says, "Mose, you dog," and then moves in that direction quickly.
Lottie is going to. She takes a few steps after and then hesitates and doubles back to go toward the egg.
Kabeth is there.
She's got a pile of like parts near her for gathering. They're kind of like bloody in the snow, but she's like, I'm keeping an eye on it.
I think we're going back to the portal got busy. And she's going to I think she has a rope. So she's going, and the net. Actually, she has her net. So if she is going to just pull a pile of net around it, put like a blanket, and then a few ropes to like turn it into another harness over the top of the backpack.
Yeah, it's full on backpack size.
Or actually, it's probably on her front then, like a baby Bjorn, because her actual backpack is on her back.
Yes, you're actually better balanced now.
That's not gonna be too much for you. You can carry that.
It's lower now.
I mean, I can take it. I won't. I'm used to carrying lots of heavy things. I won't slow down.
Oh, maybe then here, and she's going to take off the harness and like we'll put it on, help Kibeth put it on.
Yeah, that's fine. I can keep up with everyone this way.
Poppy comes running up to you, Salinger. Looks at you urgently. Looks at the egg.
Wait, you don't think it's gonna? If it attaches, you don't think it's gonna kill me, right? It probably won't. It probably won't. Like, I mean, it'll jump away from me and not towards me, right?
Definitely, it would jump out. Probably try to run away. Might think yo, it's mama.
Oh.
Different kind of risk, I suppose.
Yeah. Well,
It moved real fast. I think it's the only thing that could keep up with you, at least the big one. He looks at the big one now.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, let's go. Don't get us too far ahead.
Out of character, I've got to be absent next week, and I've got to go to bed soon. We can leave Peach guarding the egg.
I think you're taking the egg with you.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, whatever's good. I got to head to bed with you, though, folks. Peach is fading fast.
Yeah, sounds good. We're getting close to the end.
You said there were other eggs as well?
No, just eggshell. Already hatched.
Oh, okay. She just makes a slow circle around in place and is going to note where it is in her mind. She's trying to fix its location so that they can come back to it later to harvest meat and goods.
Sounds good. By this time, Esmond and the others are starting to make some headway.
Then she's going to start running to catch up.
Pretty soon, all of you are following after Esmond as he is moving urgently through the brush. Esmond, as you push through, bare limbs there's a scratch on your arm, another one on your cheek. Whoever's tracking him, well, you can still see him, but tracking him, he's leaving quite a trail in his urgency. But before too long at all, Esmond, you begin to approach the grove, and you see the faint reddish glow of the portal that you'd seen before.
As we begin to approach, I'm going to stop before reaching the clearing where it's located, just to make sure that there's no other Aeronaucus in the immediate vicinity. Just a quick scout, basically.
Yeah, you have a quick look around. I don't see them. They do hide so well, but when they've attacked you by now, who knows? You're not sure. They could be there, but you don't see any.
Doesn't matter. I start approaching the portal.
You move up from the brush. The others quickly catching up behind you, and you see the portal there. It's a lot like where you left it, but it's grown larger now. It's about 5 or 6 feet taller and kind of sheared off toward the side like a piece of broken glass hanging in the air. It's big enough for a person to fit through now, for sure. You might have to jump a little bit or climb, but you could get through it. The dirt, immediately you notice around it is disturbed, and you see footprints in the earth facing away from the portal.
Footprints facing away or leading away from the portal?
Leading away from the portal. There's disturbances right around it immediately, but the footprints certainly lead away, and as you look, you don't see boots. They seem to be different. They're almost like a person's feet. There's one distinct footprint that you're looking at, almost like a person's feet, but 3 clawed toes at the end, where a person would have more usually. It's not a rabbit's foot, it's not a goblin foot, and it doesn't quite look like kind of what you've seen before.
I'm gonna call Shalati over to take a look, and and I'm going. Son of a bitch!
You hear Poppy complaining loudly.
It's because his friend is dead, and I am going to turn and look at O's shadow. Is it where is it pointing at the moment?
Looks as though shadows are turned to normal.
Is there only one set of those kinds of footprints, or are they all like that?
Roll survival.
Yeah, why not? I'm going to use. I'm going to take a breath and focus harder and reroll that.
Nice.
That's nicer.
Yep. You look. That one's distinct, but wait, that's the edge of one too. There were at least 3 people here. You've never seen footprints like these before.
She puts up one finger to point to one track, and then second to another, and 3 to another.
And with that 18, you're able to tell pretty easily these are at least several hours old.
At least a few hours. Probably when we pass. Not too long after we pass by Pines. The big one.
Hey, wait. So, I mean, if this is a different portal, then how do we know it's not like the one in the temple that goes to a totally different place? Like, what if they all go to different places? Then if we go through this one, what if we end up somewhere entirely different, and then our friends aren't there, and we're just lost forever, and then they're lost forever, and then we never find each other again? This sounds really, really bad. I don't think we should go through it.
There's no such thing as lost.
Cyphered, as you stand there before it, this tear in front of you, pillar of light stretching up into the sky, flickering erratically, you hear Kabeth's voice say that. Moses led you here.
Cypher is a bit breathless, having in some anxiety picked up her pace following this bizarre shadow creature through the woods towards this tower of terrifying light. But hearing Kabeth's voice, she hazards a shout. Kabeth?
Cyphered? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I love being wrong. Cyphered, where are you?
Shalati is not going to wait, and she is just going to run right for the portal. Unless someone stops her.
No, but you hear people yell Shalati very loudly.
I've got a big egg on the front and a backpack on the back, and even though I'm not encumbered, grabbing someone's just probably not going to happen right now.
Yeah, Shalati, as you leap through the portal, assuming no one stops you, you're immediately hit with the warm air of a summer day. There's fresh green grass as you move. pass through the portal easily onto the other side, rolling hills. You maybe glancing back, you see your friends behind you on the other side in the snowy forest.
I was going to say that seeing Shalati run through, Esmond was just going to turn to O and just say, "Don't let the portal shrink any more than it already has," and he's going to take off after her.
Seyfried? Eva?
Asmund comes through on the other side. There's a bit of a ripple, strange sensation. You can all hear each other's voices. You guys don't see Seyfried. But you can hear each other. You can hear each other on the other side, one in the forest, in the plains. Asmund, you can hear them on the other side of it. And the people in the grassland side and the people in the forest, snowy forest side, you can see each other through the portal.
You guys
Alright.
come back. This doesn't seem right.
Are they over there?
Lottie closes her eyes and she's just trying to use all of her senses, other senses, to figure out, like, are they here? Are they invisible? What is going on? Because hear them. So she's trying to track down where they are by the sound and says, Seyfried, keep speaking.
Okay. Where are you? We're staring up at like a tower of light. We're in a forest. It looks like the forest we were in before, but it's all like dead and ash, and I have Ava with me. I have Tal.
And Seyfried, you can see that Tal has stopped. Her hand is covering her mouth and her cheeks are wet with tears. And she's just staring at the light. She's taken like a step forward, and she takes a step back and then a step forward.
Seyfried catches this and breaks away from the tower and hops over to her and gently grabs her hand. Say something.
The lip quivers a little bit. Shalati hear a fragile, strong but fragile voice from the other side, cracked a bit. I think you probably haven't heard maybe too often, just on the edge of tears. You hear your sister. Shall.
At first, what Seyfried had said didn't register with Shalati. Her mind is so intent on trying to find where the source of the sound is coming from and get closer to it. And then Ishalan speaks, and Shalati stops dead. She is so still for a moment that it looks like she might have been turned into stone momentarily, and then she starts to shake. Fish? Wait, you're is that you? You're there?
Tears start to openly pour down her face, and she takes another step towards the light, and then she stops, and then Seyfried, she looks at you and she grabs your hand, she squeezes it, and she's talking to you now, but Shalati, you can hear this a little bit. It's faint though. And Tal says to you, are you sure you're not dead? If you are and you go through, you go away.
Seyfried's eyes flutter for a moment, and she looks over at Ava, and she looks back. I'm sure.
She nods a little bit. At first, she looks relieved, and then she looks sad, and then she looks at the light again. And she says, I'm okay. Shouts that into the light.
Hello, if you're there, why can't you come? I know, I'm fine. I can see you, but why can't you come back? Where are you?
She's quiet for a minute. She says, you have to be strong. There's someone that I'm helping. They need my help. And I'll find a way back soon. Everything's gonna be okay. You don't have to be scared.
I need you. And then she just stops, unable to have any more words for this. Her voice has been high and shaking in a way that I don't think anybody here has seen since she was a child.
Yeah, and you know her well enough to know that she's lying. And Seyfried, you see Tel wraps her arms around her own stomach, and tears are just coming down her face, and her lips are quivering.
Seyfried embraces her tightly.
Casey will do the same on the other side.
With her forehead against Tal's forehead, arms wrapped around her, teary-eyed, she says quietly, I'm so sorry. You'll find a way. And you will never, never be forgotten. And then she lingers there for a moment. And says, we have to go.
Ava doesn't seem to know what to think or do, but she nods.
Seyfried will shudder in the face of the pillar of light. Not feeling intimidated and uncertain. But she looks to Ava and holds her hand. Together.
Ava looks uncertain, squeezes your hand, nods.
Seyfried will step into the light.
As you step through, Shati, you find yourself face to face with Seyfried. You can hear her choked crying on the other side.
And she has sagged back into Katie's arms, just tears streaming down her face as she fights and is unable to find words in this. But seeing Seyfried come through and hearing the cry behind her, she struggles and she begins to burst away. And she wants to try and run right past Seyfried toward the sound of her sister.
You tear away, you run through, you pass through the portal, not with the cold snow of the forest. Your friend standing on the other side.
There's a frenzied moment of her stopping there, seeing it's not she expected, spinning back around, trying to run through again until she eventually gives up and then sags, falling down to her knees again. Staring at the ground, defeated. The tears are no longer there.
And on the other side, you hear a voice thick with tears, but a quick, necessary determination. You hear her say, "I can't stay here. I will find a way. I'll find a way. I love you."
I love you. I'm sorry.
And it's quiet on the other side.
Cyprid will touch Shalati's shoulder.
He is just hunched, shoulders hunched for a moment. But then feeling the warmth of Cyprid's hand, she stands up and is just going to enfold her in a hug. And even though the tears are still there, she breathes in the scent of her funny friend, and I'm glad that you didn't stay, though. And then she's going to fold Ava into the hug as well.
Some of you there in one world, some of you in another. That's where we'll end for tonight.
Can I do one thing?
Yeah. Let's take it.
Casey moves over to Esmond. He was right. Death is only the beginning.
Who was right?
Casey doesn't respond.
Okay, but who was right? Why are you staring off into the middle distance like this? Hello?
Casey starts laughing maniacally.
It's the space madness.
Poor Shalati.
You know what? I had originally decided that Shalati was pretty much just broken, and so did not have any more tears, because I was like, this will be a nice change from Sav. Thanks.
I suspect it'll, yeah, so.
All right, folks. Well, this was amazing as always. I have to go to bed because I have to pack like crazy. Wish me luck. I'm about to spend a week in Disney World with 2 kids under 7.
Oh my god.
It's going to be the happiest place on earth, and I definitely won't lose my mind halfway through.
Man, we're just 1 week off. I will literally be there with 2 children the following week.
That's funny. This is our February break. That's too funny. Maybe next time you can come along with me and my 2 children and help
I
me
would
with
happily be your adult plus one.
Wait, you guys have to do, hide an item somewhere so that, you have to leave an item somewhere for Sun to find.
For Sun to find.
Oh my goodness.
If I do, I'll let you
Hunt.
know. Yeah, seriously, secret little...
I mean, don't make it hard to find. Just see if it's
No,
still
no,
there.
no. Yeah, that would be funny, actually.
Well, it has to be just hard enough where the janitors don't throw it away.
Yeah.
Hide it on Mickey Mouse.
Tag him.
Yeah,
Like a
GPS,
sticker,
GPS
like a-
Mickey Mouse.
Slap
sure
like
it's more
a
than one.
What's a
Which
good,
one?
what's a good symbol of Shepherd's End? Should I hide like a little potato somewhere?
A
Little
sheep
blue chicken?
berserker?
blue chicken.
I have a
Blue
feeling
chicken.
potato
That's good.
will not last
I
until
don't
the sun
have.
gets there.
I don't have just like random blue chickens.
Attach one
Honey,
of those
blue
air
feather.
tag-
Oh, blue feather. We'll
Yeah,
see.
attach an air tag to a rat or something. Just catch it.
Or find a pudding in the cafeteria and just like hide it somewhere with AirTag.
For a week. Ugh.
No.
Free pudding though.
Oh, what? I think that's actually a good challenge. During our time in Disney, Seth and I both have to find a pudding and eat a pudding. We each need to defeat some sort of flan type dessert.
Oh man, the around the world place. There's definitely going to be puddings there. I forget what that's
Yeah.
called. Why am I forgetting what it's called?
Or
That's hot.
famously,
The best
there's
one.
the gray stuff.
It's delicious. All right, good night, folks, and hey, good luck next week. And we can be quick on that upload for next week. That would be awesome. I would love to download you guys and listen to you on my flight home. Yeah. All right, bye, folks. Have fun.
Bye. Good luck with your sanity.
Thanks.
To answer Esmond's question, I just posted something in the quotes channel.
I just saw that.
The Mwahas? Oh. Oh. I didn't see who it was by before.
Topaz is Casey's uncle who lived in town, and you all would know him and his shadow puppet place.
The one that you hit the gong for.
Exactly.
He was an excellent puppet play master, shadow puppet play master.
Ez can just resummon Zephyrus, right?
Yeah, that's
Why would you think that?
because you told us
Yeah, because
one
he
of the
literally
times
said that.
the last time there was a portal involved.
Oh, Esmond's a liar.
Oh, wait. Let's do a little stinger.
But is it like cloning where each subsequent clone is a little bit worse?
Oh, wait.
The magical construct just kind of frays around the edges.
Isaac, shut the fuck up. You're going to spoil it.
This one's got 3 wings.
Well, let me see this. Do you want to do a resummoning scene for Zephyrus as a singer?
We can. I mean, it doesn't seem appropriate. It doesn't seem the right time to do it based on the stinger you just gave, because I don't think I would do it until we were either resting or back in town.
Okay, yeah, we can do it next time.
We can do a thing next week if you want, but
Yeah, makes sense.
okie doke.
What happens to Zephyrus? I suggested to send him to his doom. Is this? It's gonna
Now
have a new
suffer
name.
from the guilt.
Blood is on your hands.
I mean, as you put it, you have to trust the scientific process.
You did so boldly say to trust it. You did. See, this is why.
It's a little wild coming from the priestess.
So rich coming from a thief.
I don't know, and you don't know.
Wait, how do you not know? Have you not realized that there's a vial of oil just wrapped in your tail, or just like
It
sewed-
stuffed it in my bag.
She's like, I'm so encumbered. I don't understand why.
Like when I pull out my bedroll, I'm gonna discover like a whole cache of just like bits and bobs.
just a bunch of shit?
Imagine thinking you have ADHD because things just keep appearing and you don't remember where it came from, but it turns out you have a demonic tail.
I mean, which is worse?
Your tail puts your car keys in the freezer.
Your tail opens every cabinet behind you as you pass by.
Turns on the lights.
I'm a terrible cabinet lever opener. Yeah. Like, you can tell if I've been in a room by cabinets. Just, it's dumb. I'm bad.
Oh wait, I do have a little stinger if you want to do it. Seyfried, you and Ava and Zala are creeping through the ashy forest on the way back toward the portal. And then he said, I mean, there were no people, and I was really upset, but he said there was no one else, but he said you can't trust people anyway, so when you meet him, I'm gonna have to, like, I'll introduce you, you should let me talk to him first, because I don't think he likes anyone. I don't think he likes me, but I think, well, I mean, you'll see when you meet him, I guess. But yeah, there was no one there. I just wandered around for a long time. There was a tree, and he said there were supposed to be birds in it, but they were gone. And there was no one but us. But you're here now. The end.
Oh my god.
Guys, the Raven Queen's gone. It's a lawless land. We can resurrect anyone as much as we want to.
We can live here quite happily for some time.
Yeah, do we need to eat in between? Can we just live there forever?
Live feels like a real loose term.
Exist?
I know what you're saying. What about the ROUSs? I don't think they exist.